On the gridiron, the ability to outplay and outthink one's opponent is the difference between winning and losing. On the chessboard, much is the same. It's a battle of will, grit, and determination. And what happens when the two cross paths?
Oh! Was sneaky, man.
Oh, he blundered his queen!
No!
And Cardi missed it!
Oh my goodness. Smart move.
A new season of BlitzChamps kicks off with the spotlight shining on the University of Maryland as the Terps turn their attention from the field to the chessboard.
2, 1.
Oh, mate!
Instead of touchdowns in the end zone, it's checkmates in the end game.
Let's go.
And with some serious bragging rights among teammates on the line, the locker room trash talk just might be a little elevated this season.
Finish him. Damn.
So, put the cleats and pads away and get ready for an off-season showdown like none other. This is BlitzChamps Maryland, and it starts now.
Whether you're a fan of chess or football or both, welcome to College Park, Maryland, home of the University of Maryland Terrapins. Founded in 1856, it's a sprawling campus of 1,340 acres and is home to 30,000 undergraduate students. And just behind the gorgeous CQ Stadium, 8 Maryland football players will go from teammates to opponents as one looks to become the BlitzChamps Maryland champion. Welcome, folks. My name is Casa Corley, and I'm joined today by T-Bob Abear, a podcast producer, LSU alum, former offensive lineman, college football expert extraordinaire. Welcome, T-Bob. How are you doing today?
Casa! Let's go, dude! I am fired up. I've got adrenaline in my body. This is a bucket list moment for me here live at Chess.com. You can see behind me, I played college football back then. I love college football. I also love chess. Two of the greatest passions of my life coming together here on the same stage. And there may be 30K students on campus, but by the end of today, only one will be Blitz Chess champion. Let's go, dude. I'm excited.
The worlds are colliding. The energy is palpable, and it's going to be really cool to see a lot of these guys, shift from the gridiron to the chessboard and bring that competitive edge, that competitive energy that you're so effusively showing. So it's just an awesome, awesome scene. And it's going to be exciting to get into it. So we're going to... Yeah, go for it, T-Bob.
No, look, the thing is, there's so many parallels between football and chess that I think people maybe don't appreciate, right? In terms of kind of your pawns being your offensive linemen, your rooks are your kind of flashy wideouts making the big plays. You have your knights, which are kind of like your running backs. They're shifty. They're reading blocks. They're getting into positions you wouldn't think they'd be able to. Your tight ends, your bishops, kind of a mixture of all. And then there's the queen, the quarterback. And it's a thinking man's game. And I'm glad you mentioned competition, right? Because at the end of the day, that's why chess is so beautiful. It's why it's the perfect game. It is a perfect information game. There's no RNG. It is pure skill. And it's a 1v1 duel to the death. We'll see who remains atop his teammates, now opponents, here in a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to find out very quickly who separates themselves from the meek, and we're going to have an awesome, awesome event for you guys. Let's get into the event format just to give you guys a sense of what's going to go down today. So it's going to start with the quarterfinals. There's 8 players in this event, and we're going to have a quarters. It's going to be a 5-minute time control with no increment, which is going to be, keep us on our toes, get games down to the wire. And players that are eliminated won't actually be out of the event right away. They'll go down to a consolation bracket. To be removed from the event, you'll actually have to lose twice. So it's almost like college football in that sense, in that, if you lose one game, you still have a chance during your season. So that's what's going to go down. And T-Bob, we're going to get a chance to see folks compete with both colors, because you got to get first to 2.5 to win an event in the winner's bracket.
And here's what I'm excited for, man. My old man always had an old saying growing up, right? When it came to like conditioning and sprints, he'd say, T-Bob, look, you don't have to win him, but you can't be last. And let's be be honest, some of these guys out here, they maybe don't feel great about winning this tournament today, but nobody wants to go 2 in barbecue. Nobody wants to go 0-2, be sitting home winless, and then have to listen to the trash talk that's going to come all the way up until training camp and beyond.
No question. There is definitely going to be some pride in the line, and I would let my teammates hear it in the locker room for a long time. But we're going to pivot now to the BlitzChamps history of this event, because we actually have a number of events in the books, and the first winner of BlitzChamps, the NFL edition, was Chidobe Awuzie, who, aka Cheeto, the Cincinnati Bengals cornerback, won it. And in 2023, Drew Tranquil of the Kansas City Chiefs, another Super Bowl champion. And we went to our college edition where we had Michigan wide receiver Cornelius Johnson take it. And then we had our wide receiver out west, David Kasamervitz. Again, awesome performance from him. And we got a punter in the mix, T-Bob, a punter. Ryan Sandborn took it down south of Texas. And yeah, we've got a collection of football players crushing it on the gridiron and on the chessboard. So good to see what's going to happen next.
If I had to highlight somebody out of this Maryland team, I really like Chance Hartley. Okay, reportedly, Chance has been working with a chess tutor in the run-up to this tournament. His own teammate, Dante Trader thinks that he is one of the favorites entering this. And here's what Chance had to say. Speaking of trash talk, he told the Baltimore Sun, if he wins today, he ain't allowing any rematches until training camp, saying, quote, I'm not playing them again until something worth my time comes. When I win this, I'm going to talk that talk for sure. So watch out for Chance Hartley setting the bar here early on.
Hey, that is intel that is very much needed, because you know, if folks are getting out here getting coaches before these events, you know they're about to get very, very feisty. So very interested to see how that develops. Again, we do have 8 players in this event. We got Tayvon Nelson, we got Chance Hartley, we got Caleb Wheatland, Deandre Duffus, Billy Edwards Jr., Daniel Owens, Dante Trader Jr., and Dylan Fontus. We got folks on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be interesting to see how this develops. So
yeah, I think Dante Trader Jr. is a fascinating name to keep an eye on. Already a 2-sport athlete, today going to look to be a 3-sport athlete. And here you see the Maryland football offices are getting into the mix, dude, as the coaches have posted up the brackets on their doors. You best believe my position coach better have me winning it. Otherwise, we're going to have some real questions about his lack of faith in me.
You know, it's a funny you say that, because I would want my coach to, you know, back me as well. But who knows? They might be, they might actually know who's the real one in the locker room on the chessboard. And hey, it's about March Madness time, but it seems like the football players are getting in the mix there. So you just love to see it. You love to see it. So, man, I'm just super stoked for this. And the players are getting ready. They're getting in the mix. They're getting seated. They're getting comfortable. I actually saw a player a bit earlier off camera actually have their helmet on for this. Yeah. So we'll see if he keeps the hard hat on during these games. But yeah, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I believe the player who threw on the helmet, I believe that was Dylan Fontus, who is a New York native, #1 player out of New York, coming out of high school, a really big recruiting get for Coach Loxley, and an actual high school teammate of Tayvon Nelson. So they could see each other in this tournament. You want to talk about bragging rights. Everybody wants bragging rights of their childhood friends. Be on the lookout for that. Also, you know what he has on right there, Casa? That's his thinking cap, okay? My guy is ready to go to work today here at BlitzChamps.
Yeah, a thinking cap for sure. And folks in chat, I'd love for you to tell us, do you think it would help or hurt to have the football helmet on while you play chess? It's like that is a next level set of intensity.
Well, no, Casa, it's like you ever watch horse racing? They put the blinders on the horses. My man's got the blinders on. They're all seated around the table. He's shutting out the outside noise, shutting out the outside world. His focus is narrowed to the table and the table alone.
Yeah, no question. All right, so we do have this bracket in front of you. Well, let's give it a little rundown here. So we have Tayvon Nelson versus Chance Hartley. We got Caleb Wheatland versus Deandre Duffus. Billy Edwards Jr. versus Daniel Owens, and Dante Trader Jr. versus Dillan Fontus, aka Mr. Helmet. That's how I'm thinking about him now. The man out of New York. Shout out to New York. I'm situated in New York, so I'm gonna in the early going. I'm gonna roll with my man Fontus that has the helmet on, but we'll see how it develops, T-Bob.
Yeah, you got a couple New York cats, like I said, with Tayvon and Fontus. You got a couple Virginia cats, some Maryland as well. Look, and then a nice mixture of young and old, right? We mentioned Trader Jr., upperclassman, a part of an excellent secondary for Maryland last year that was second in the Big Ten in picks. You obviously have the kind of heir apparent at quarterback, a rising redshirt junior and Billy Edwards Jr., but then you got some freshmen who haven't really been able to make their mark on the football field as of yet, but what a great opportunity for the young Cubs to get a swipe at the old Lion and teach him a lesson or two a game. Look at the boys getting fired up, Casa.
We have never had any players wear a helmet or pads or anything in previous editions of BlitzChamps. So the intensity is different. The air is different out in Maryland. That's all I gotta know. And we actually have our first game underway. And it's a shocking one. So we're going to go straight to Billy Edwards versus Daniel Owens because I see some wild stuff going on that board. We had a B4 first move and then a G4 followed up. And this knight is attacked. Okay, Billy saw the knight was attacked, move out of the way. But shoving the pawns like that, T-Bob, that's different.
I mean, look, man, I am by no means an opening expert, right? I think I pretty much exclusively play the Ponziani with white because I saw like a Levy short that did it, right? I have never seen B4, G4. What is that?
Shout out to the rook there. Oh, wait, moving the knight too much. That rook there can be sniped in the corner. Will our man Daniel Owens see this? This rook is hanging. This knight has taken a little bit of a tour de France, and it's not found the right square.
Oh, no.
The pawn was also snacked, so fair enough. The pawn was snacked, decided to snack it. And now this bishop is attacked, gets trade for the knight. So we're getting moves hot and heavy because, again, it's a 5-minute game. So
are you surprised at all that he didn't take back there with the bishop? There it is. So now no cat. I'm a little upset with Billy Edwards Jr. here early on. Questionable opening. He's lost the ability to castle. He's not seeing that rook is under duress and hanging right now. Luckily gets away with it, with the knight there blocking the queen.
Yeah. No, fortunately the rook did not go. The king is a little bit exposed. And I do like white's chances here. White's chances. I like black's chances here. I always love to say the side that connects the rooks first usually is the side that, wins the game because they got all their pieces out. And I'm not loving this. So we'll see how that develops.
That was one of my favorite parts about originally getting on Chess.com was just learning the core fundamentals, right? Develop your pieces, try to have everybody out, rooks connected, be castled within 10 moves. Like even if you're just starting, no matter what level you're at, that's something that you can have these very clear and attainable goals every single game.
Yeah, and you could tell Daniel there is really focused. Man with the pads, super focused. It's not quite made, but it's close. It's very
that
close.
Rook can block.
So, yeah. We'll switch from this game. It seems like black is in the driver's seat. We're gonna pivot to another game, and I'm gonna switch over now to where am I gonna go? I'm gonna go to Dante Trader and Dillan Fontus. On our screen, we have a more level position. Oh, that is a checkmate. T-Bob.
Oh no, a classic back rank, dude. I remember I think it was Bobby Fischer's. Oh, and he misses it. See, that's what we're getting. You gotta be patient. You gotta try to really absorb these moves, thinking his queen. But I mean, look, when you're at my level and these guys' levels, that's how it goes. He sees my queen is attacked, right? He doesn't think about going on the attack and taking advantage of what his opponent's giving him.
Yeah, it's funny, though, that immediately after that rook was hanging, Dillan did play h6, which suggests that, hey, I had a back rank problem. I want to solve it. So I wonder if there was a level of trolling there or whether there was just a little fortune. Who knows? But
no way, dude. That would be absolutely bold if that was on purpose. I love Fontus wearing the helmet. I don't think I can give him that much credit. But to your point, credit to him for seeing it. And you know what the helmet maybe does? It doesn't let the opponent see the panic in your face, right? Like maybe he saw the fact that he had screwed up and he could have been mated, and then he didn't give away any tells because he's covered up.
Hey, fair point. Very fair point. The position is cooled down just a little bit. You have a little bishop versus knight dynamic. Where are you on that, T-Bob? Bishop versus knight. There's no right answer here. It just depends on where you're at.
I kind of find that, again, at my level, I don't know that it comes into play as much, right? I love when I can get my bishop battery operating, and it can feel so good when they're kind of controlling the board. But I honestly, Casa, a lot of times I struggle to get my bishops out of the opener and then through the middle. Like, I always end up trading one early on. Like, I'm very insecure about handling my bishops early in games.
I feel you. I feel like knights are a lot easier to start with, and it's harder to understand how to use the bishop because knights are fancy and they're attractive, and it seems like you can move them around easily and they're tricky. And so I feel that 100%. We got our first result, though, and I'm going to take us there between Billy Edwards and Daniel Owens. We did check this game earlier, and it did turn out to be a win for Black in the end. I'm just going to show you a few moves before the end just to see what happened there. The knight came in. The knight and the queen were looking at this king. Queen h1 is actually a checkmate threat that was missed, but it was still possible. And eventually, even though queen h1 was missed, eventually the job got done with queen takes f2 mate, and the knight did join in the act, and Daniel took the first game. So very good job by Daniel.
I mean, I'm a little surprised, man. Coach Loxley talked up Billy Edwards Jr. It's the quarterback of the team. You would think he'd want to come out here ready, but a massive win for Daniel Owens, the young cat, getting one over on the upperclassmen here early on. And again, you see Billy in this game number 2. Did he open with G6?
Oh, let me take us there. Let me take us there. One moment. I gotta take us there.
I don't understand Billy's B6 G6 strategies here. Maybe trying to attack the flanks, but some openings I've never seen before.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take us to the start here. It was E4. That's a normal first move, and then G5. A bolt from the blue. A bolt from the blue, pushing that pawn 2 squares out. Normally the king wants to go over yonder, over there, but hey, it's okay to mix it up. Things can happen. You can mix it up. Daniel Owens, I actually got word. I got word. He actually got training this week from someone who's a pretty darn good chess player. So that's probably contributing to some of the success, T-Bob.
And look at Daniel. He's already got his knight developed. Maybe he castles here. Maybe he develops his other knight. But he is, like, if you just look at his pieces as opposed to Billy, where there's a lot of kind of random feeling pawn pushes, I like more. There we go, Cass. I like the discipline that I'm seeing out of Owens. He's really abiding by some of those core principles.
Yeah, and let's not forget, again, it's the first to 2.5 in the winner's bracket, and of course, everyone is still there in this round. So, you got to string together a few more good games. So, anyway, let's shift gears and switch to Caleb Wheatland versus Deandre Duffus, because they're still in game 1.
Okay,
and it's a burner. It's a barn burner here. This is a mess. The king is super exposed on B1. The knights are hopping around. There isn't checkmate yet, and this king is also a little exposed. So anyone's game.
Rook under attack here. Yeah, that's okay. There we go. Man, it's moving. See this is where calculation. Is that rook hang? No, he's supported by the pawn. Calculation with time limits of this sort. Like, all I play at my and there's the fork. Did he miss it?
He didn't go for it. It's still okay. There's discovery checks. This king is in a box. It's in an open air prison. There are no pawns around. It's not looking too good, but we'll see how this develops. It must be said, Duffus, even though he's dominant, has less than 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. He's got to move.
No,
there's
no
increment.
Go, bro. You got to go. There's no way. There's no way he's overcoming this. There's no way he's overcoming this time.
If this queen swoops in, it could be mate.
Oh,
he's got to get the queen in 3, 2, 1. The queen comes in. Queen B2
is B2. Is queen B2 mate?
No, it's not anymore. The rook took the knight that was protecting. Oh,
there it is. Ran out of time. A tale as old as time. And that's one of the best parts about it, is trying to figure out, okay, how do you handle that if you're a beginning player, Casa? How do you handle figuring out, okay, this is the inflection point of the game. I could take a little more time here versus, okay, I got to play a little more quickly.
T-Bob, it's so hard in chess and in sports. It is so difficult to know when the critical moment is, and it just takes a lot of experience. Man, it's tough to give you, an answer that'll be appropriate in all situations, right? It's like
Yeah.
situational football. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you this one: we got to get an instant replay back there because that was crazy.
See,
This
and go ahead.
This knight, really quickly, this knight swooped in to D3, and then this queen came to B2, and it is checkmate in one threat. And Caleb, who recognized Deandre only had less than 2 seconds left, noticed this and played the most clutch move. The only move to save him from checkmate was rook takes knight. And the point is, if that knight got eliminated, the B2 square was no longer covered. And so the king was actually safe. This was a clutch move, which prevented queen B2 checkmate.
Yeah, and I think a solid move by Caleb as well, because some would fear, even at this stage of the game, which maybe he shouldn't, but again, to the beginner's brain, some would fear an unequal material trade there. Be like, oh, what? But then it's going to be pawn takes rook. But obviously, like you said, preventing mate and taking advantage of the huge, barely escaping by the skin of his teeth there.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, I'm switching back now. We're looking at game 2 between Daniel Owens and Billy Edwards. Again, Daniel Owens did win the first one, and he's got a pretty dominant position here with white. Again, the rooks are connected. The king is castled. It's a really good indicator of a little game I like to call Who's Better and Why. It's a great way to tell.
I mean, right now, oh no.
Mouse slip. Was that a mouse slip?
Oh no. And that's how, look at him. He's telling himself to stay calm. That's how quickly it can go in chess. You leave the door open. That's like when you're driving down the field, you're in the red zone, you're about to score to go up 14, go up 21, game's going to be over. Next thing you know, fumble, pick six, and like everything changes immediately.
Yeah, man. I mean, totally. What do you think actually about that rule about fumbling into the end zone being a touchback? I feel like that got a lot of fodder this last year.
So I actually love that rule because in football, the end zone is like the quantum realm. Nothing really makes sense, right? The rules are different. You break the play and it's a touchdown. But if you catch the ball in the back of the end zone, it can be completely out of bounds as long as your toes are in bounds. But then your heel has to go. So the end zone is wonky. It's weird. It is quantum physics. And yeah, offense, just don't fumble it out the back, okay? I like rewarding the defense for big play.
Very fair. Very fair. We have a checkmate threat here. Billy Edwards, will he find it? There is massive pressure on the G2 square. Queen takes G2 would be checkmate.
Oh, no.
It's avoided, but again, black is up an arm and a leg. So, the other thing you could do instead of checkmate, you could just trade when you're, the queen. Daniel's back in the game.
No, Billy.
Daniel is back in the game. And Billy is clapping like, let's go. It doesn't matter. And he's right and he's wrong. It matters you lost your queen. You are still up a bishop. The games are just crazy right now. Like,
yeah, and it's funny because normally on the evaluation bar, right, high level, it like really matters. I don't think you can trust the evaluation bar too much right now. Like no. we've seen how quickly this thing can swing back and forth. So I don't doubt anybody's ability to have an MA or missed assignment, as we used to call it in football, and lose their lead.
And check out Daniel in the background just now. He was talking to the camera. He's like, he's good. He's comfortable. He's getting into this game. He's still a piece down, but he's like, the worst is behind me. I'm only down a few points. Plenty of game left. These rooks might have something to say. They might play bully ball on this G3 pawn. Oh, no, the B3 pawn, snatching that up and still pressuring the G3 pawn. Billy Edwards is still in the driver's seat, although we'll see if he can continue to play good moves.
I'm trying to look at the board here. What would you, as white, you're way down, but it's not like that bishop has played a role at all here. It still hasn't moved off an original square. What would you play if you were Owens here to try to get back in this? Do you set up for an attack on that D6 pawn?
The problem is the king being cut off here is just at the mercy of the black. Yeah. The black rooks. Yeah. Now there is, black basically would love to set up a ladder mate somehow get the checkmate here with the king cut off. That would be what I'd go for. Right now, this A pawn is starting to become a menace to society because if this one gets a touchdown, it becomes a queen, right? So we're going to see if Billy is able to deal with that. And look at the time, 30 seconds to 11 seconds. It's happening again.
Go look, Owens, you got this. Trust the pawn push. Get the queen out there. Rook A3.
Oh my God, the queen.
There it is. The queen is back. You got
the queen
this.
is back. It's returned. And again, trying to deliver ladder checks. The rook was hanging. The bishop could have captured that rook. 5, 4.
There's no way they're going to see it. There's no way.
The rook is still hanging. Give some more. Give some checks. Give some checks. You have 3 seconds, Daniel.
Bro, at this point in the game, you're just panicking. No, don't think too much. Don't think too much. Just
gotta do. That was checkmate to 1. We have to recap that also.
Oh no, dude! I feel for these guys. That's me. Like, it's weird. Sometimes at the end of a game, when you have that big lead, but the clock, you overthink your panic. Where it's like I feel like Daniel probably could have made just some sort of fundamental easy checks and caught back up on that time instead of trying to find the mate every turn.
T-Bob, I gotta show you this. This was insane. The last few moves. There were those, that queen happened. White got a queen. Okay. There was an incredible moment where even while Black was being dog walked down and to checkmate, check out this moment. There was this one moment, King H5, and there's a checkmate pattern here, T-Bob. Rook H2 check. The king only has 1 square because the pawn is covering this one. The king is covering this one. The rook's covering all those. King has to step over to G5. Bishop E7 check.
Oh.
King steps only square. The king can't go here, can't go there, can't go there. Only squares King F5. Rook H5 mate. This was majestic. Wow. This would have been majestic.
That would have been a beautiful mate.
This would have been hard for anyone to see. That was insane. It is a 1-1 game, and we're going to shift gears back to Dillan, Fontus, and Dante Trader, who are in game 2 and have a bit of a topsy-turvy game themselves right now.
Okay, so if you remember, Dante Trader Jr., reportedly one of the favorites, 2 sports star, football, Maryland lacrosse, who's excellent. And I want to say Trader said he's been grinding 30 games a day, Casa. So great. Trader's been putting in the prep work to get ready for today.
And it's funny because what he just did was very much a grinder type of move. He played B3, which was not a good move in terms of like objectively, but I think he was hoping that Fontus was actually just kind of pre-moving, because if that pawn captured here, it would have been very close to queening. So sometimes when you are in a position where you are down, you just do something kind of gimmicky. You chuck something out there in the hopes they're not paying attention. And fortunately for Dillan, he was paying attention and wound up taking that piece. Anyway, back to the live position. Still up a piece. Dante does have the time advantage. Probably another example of him having some of that experience with the practice you're saying he'd done.
See, and that's something that you see at a Dante there with the knight b5 that I constantly do with my knights, where I'm not exactly sure how to play them. And I'm like, all right, let's go attack something. Is that a rook? Okay, let's just attack the rook and see what happens. There's not a lot of forethought always put into where it's eventually going to go.
Yeah. It's hard. Chess is hard. Chess is so hard.
Here, dude.
Chess is so hard. The time's going to be an issue here. The rook is hanging. Bishop takes e5. The rook is hanging. Ignored. It's still hanging. Take it. He took it.
Okay, there we go, dude.
Fool me once, fool me twice. You know,
look, with the big material lead, being a minute up on the clock, I think that's all she wrote for Fontus. Dillan Trader going to be half a point away from advancing out of this initial round. Look at him, and he's rubbing his hands together. He's feeling good. The leader of this Maryland football team.
And here we go. 0.8. It would be tough for even the strongest players that would pre-move to survive now at 0.8. Not a place you want to be.
The BM out of Trader. He knows Fontus has 0.8. He has left the table. He's walking around casual, let his own clock run down. The disrespect. There it is. Just a quick little flick of the wrist to finish.
And you can see these guys on camera. When they're winning, they know it. So, all right. So Trader is actually up 2-zip, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Let me verify that. Also, Caleb Wheatland's up 2-zip. Billy Edwards and Daniel Owens are split right now. So that's the closest match. I'm going to turn there. And we have another really messy position on the board where it seems like White is in a little bit of trouble.
Billy Edwards is chaotic. I have to imagine. So he's lost that rook again early on, which leads me to believe there was another B4 move somewhere in the opener, likely leaving it open.
Right.
The knights remained undeveloped. Billy plays with what one could call as a chaotic style. He's like the Joker up here.
Yeah, reckless abandon. But, it's funny because you can throw off people like this. So, and he's got a win to show for it already. So, very interesting to see how that develops. It would appear that Daniel Owens actually is going to win this one. He's in the driver's seat. He's got more time, so on and so forth. But we'll see. We'll see how that develops.
Interesting what's going on between Chance Harley and Tatum Nelson. Remember, I had Harley as one of my favorites coming in, but Nelson already up 2-0.
All right, let's
Harley,
shift
he
there.
was apparently working with a chess tutor, and they're underway in game 3. It looks even on time, but already Harley's queen trying to invade white.
Yeah, Harley's doing a great job so far. He's not totally developed, but he definitely picked off some pawns on the queen side, on the king side, and so he's technically better, although gotta get more of the pieces out. Again, you got to get those other pieces in the game. Chess is like this in football too, right? Like if you don't have a lot of guys pulling together in the same direction, it's hard to be successful. And you could speak to that better than I could.
So no, I'm glad that you mentioned that because there's an old football saying, Casa. It's I would rather have 11 guys doing the same wrong thing than 10 guys doing the right thing and one guy being off schedule, right? So it's in an ultimate team game like chess or football where everything's so interconnected, even if it's maybe not the perfect idea, if everybody's cohesive in their attack, it's going to give you a better chance of winning. And you see that all the time when you look at Billy's boards in a lot of these games where they're all kind of disjointed and all over the place. Oh, and that's a dead rook.
Yeah, and although the Chantz did manage to pick off the queen a few moves back, so still in the driver's seat here, and we'll see. I got word from Dante, by the way. Dante was saying, I'm not playing with these boys today. Dillan's only good in 10 minutes, so I gotta see how is Dante doing talking all of that talk. He is up 2-0, and it looks like he is.
Is that?
It looks like he's beating the brakes off of Dillan as well. So, but he did defend the mate. Rook takes bishop was mate. He found it.
Okay,
and that gets our first exclamation point of the day. What a decision! It does look like bishop takes pawn would be a huge issue, but then bishop takes and the rook would have been protected. So that's really savvy defending.
That's another very basic thing that I like to do is because again, I only play 5 minutes. And when I start to panic, anytime there's even a whiff of back rank, I don't calculate. I just hit a little H3, little A3, whatever. I just try to give myself a little protection against something that I'm not necessarily seeing.
T-Bob, let me hook you up and the audience at home with a little primer on how to make an escape square, because when there's a bishop involved, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And the rule generally is whatever color bishop they have on the board, if they only have one, make an escape square on the opposite of its color. So here you might say H3, but here you want G3 because you couldn't be touched on the light squares.
Okay, dude. And yeah, so they can't get involved in setting up the back rank as well. I never knew that. Hell yeah, Casa. Thank you, dude. By the way, I think Chance Harley actually came back to win that game. So Nelson with a chance to eliminate Harley did not come through. And is that our first 2-1 that we have here in the tournament?
That is our first 2-1. It looks like Dante. Oh, hold on. He solved it. He solved the back rank issue. It's like, okay, hold on.
Always a little sketchy.
And I'm getting word they are talking a lot of trash, T-Bob, so the energy is up. It is
You
up.
can see it. Look at the camera shaking on everybody's laptops. And there it is. A queen has entered the game for Dillan Trader. Can he finish off Fontus?
Tried to do the ladder mate, but the king is walking out a little bit. Again, just give a few checks, and it's a wrap. So I'd love to bring this queen in with check. Oh, king G3. A little bit of a shaky move. If this queen was not able to block, it would have been checkmate. That would have been
Oh,
the
no
turnaround of the
way.
century.
Wow. So he's going to lose that fresh queen that he just made.
Fortunately, doesn't matter but honestly, he's going to have to figure out how to block this mate. And there's only one way, which is unbelievable. So we'll see.
Chaotic play continues all over the board. What's going on? It looks like Daniel Owens down to 30 seconds. He's standing up. He's got his shoulder pads on. Him and Billy Edwards Jr. at a battle 1-1 right now.
All right.
Okay, he found the block.
He found the block. Oh, here we go.
Mate.
There is a checkmate somewhere. It better be checked. The rule is just give checks and then there's no stalemate. So This could be a checkmate. And he found it. Excellent move.
Okay, there we go. Daniel Owens could have been up. Wait, did Billy win a second game that we missed somewhere? I'm seeing 2-1 on the scoreboard. I thought it was 1-1. Who? Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Billy just won that one. Oh, dude, Owens could have been up 2-0. He hangs the queen. He's still in his head about it, and he's let one loss turn into two, which, look, the football golden rule is one snap and clear, okay? Same thing in chess. I find one of the hardest things to get over, Casa, is when you blunder a piece. You just want to give up. You just want to resign. You got to keep going. You just got to try to find the best move every time.
And Caleb just boat raced Deandre Duffus because he just won on time handily. It's our first, I believe, to clinch and advance the next round. He got a 3-0 clean sweep, and Deandre Duffus will move now to the consolation bracket. So we'll stay tuned there. Let's shift back to game 4 between Chantz, Harley, and Tayvon Nelson, because right now, how are we doing there? We got Tayvon up 2-1, and Chantz needs to stop Tayvon here, and he's up a queen. So the good news is he's on the right track to make it 2-2, but we'll see how it develops.
Okay, I'm glad because like I said, I kind of talked up Harley before this match. Wanted to see if he was coming through on the hype. Up a queen, right? One of the kind of core rules that I learned from Chess.com is trading is your friend, right? So it's one of the best feelings in the world when you're up a piece or two and you could just sit there and offer trades constantly and force your opponent to accept or deny.
Exactly. And basically right now, just trading pieces is healthy. This bishop is actually hitting the rook. So one caveat sometimes is try to make fair trades, right? Now, sometimes it's tough to see a sniper, like the bishop can be basically hanging in the weight there. But if you see it, I would just move the rook to the open file. Again, get the bishop out and you should be smooth sailing. A lot of times people want to push their pawns before they get all their pieces out, and that could be someone's downfall.
Yeah, connect the like you said, the person who connects the rooks first. It just offers you so much protection. It kind of takes away a lot of the thinking burden of figuring out exactly what's going to happen, which I guess, to be fair, that's what all the core fundamentals I find do. Yeah.
So this rook has been hanging for a minute. We'll see if Tayvon, takes this. It must be said, Tayvon had a 2-0 lead. So, the momentum is kind of on Chance's side here.
He's hurting.
And it's hard to sometimes it's hard to.
Oh, he moved the bishop and didn't take the rook.
Yeah, and it's still on the offing. Now the thing is, because the queen is so powerful, it won't change everything. But I actually like the bishop on d5. It is protected by these two pawns. It's a weird little configuration here. And now the knight might take this pawn or the bishop, and you might have a construction. Although there's another mate threat. C6 was really sneaky. Queen and bishop lined up against the rook. Is that what Chance was going for? And
there it is. Sniper. Bang, bang. Got him, dude, from downtown. Bro, that's like an 80-yard touchdown pass right there. Just from deep, connected with one another, and then going up to, and look, that's where you develop your piece, right? Exactly. If that knight still isn't sitting there on B8, you're protected. You're good to go.
It's so well said. If the pieces were out, that would not have been a problem. And I'm getting word that, well, by the way, this is 2-2. So now it's going to go to a game 5. And I might have to remind folks of the tiebreak rules shortly, but we'll get to that when if it happens. Dillan, I'm getting word, said, it smells like New York. It smells like New York. So we're going to see what he's talking about, because he is now in the midst of a game 4. So is it game 4? Hold on. Yeah, it's game 4. I think it's about to start. They actually just played a draw. Dillan and Dante just had our first stalemate.
Okay. Oh, bro, I hate, and it looks like Dillan. Am I reading this right? Did Dante have him on the ropes here? I'm telling you, man, there is nothing more disappointing than a stalemate when you're smashing. And to be fair, at low level chess, sometimes I get desperate and I try to force him. I'm like, oh, can I make sure I have no pawn moves left? Can I just move my king to the center and hope that somewhere along the line he trips up? It's why I actually love on the Chess.com app where you can practice like your queen and king in games or whatever in games you want, so you can kind of avoid some of those situations in the future.
The thing that's so cruel about this is Dante was actually going to, Dillan rather, was actually going to have an opportunity to actually get on the, maybe win or get on the board and something like that. This draw, this stalemate, I wonder if it's intentional. This stalemate actually advances Dante anyway. He gets to 2.5. So yeah. I don't know if this was like a torture thing going on because Queen B6 is mate in 1, and it seemed like he was walking him down for a minute, but who knows?
I'm not granting him the rank of plan because he was walking that. I think he really wanted a second queen, but it is kind of the swaggiest way to end it.
Yeah. All right. So we're in game 5. I think I'm just going to verify really quickly. We're in game 5 here. That's going to be on your screen. Again, just to remind folks thus far, Daniel Owens did Daniel Owens win? No, Daniel Owens and Billy Edwards are still going at it. Tayvon Nelson and Chance Harley are still going at it. And those that have clinched, well, Dante Trader has clinched and advanced, and Caleb Wheaton has clinched and advanced. So we got 2 games still live, and we'll see how those go. But we're going to focus on this one because the turnaround has been real. I mean, it was 2-0, now it's 2-2, and both knights are hanging. T-Bob,
oh, wow.
What's going on?
Okay, everybody's just say, oh, and there we go. Chance finds it. Missed opportunity there by Tayvon. Probably get to Castling sometime soon for these guys. Not entirely sure. Thread the Knight, try to kick him out of there. And he says he doesn't care.
So respected cast. Oh, the queen.
Oh no, and now the queen's hanging just like that. Chance got tunnel vision, dude. I know how it happens. He got complete tunnel vision. He thought his knight was protected by the queen, not realizing that the black queen was waiting in the wings.
Oh no. Chance had did so much hard work to get to this point.
And then just gives
away. The queen.
No. See, okay, that's why I'm bad, because I just was about to say gives away a pawn for free. No, it was a discovered attack on the queen.
And we have a game, folks. We are the material is actually even, and they're opposite colored bishops with rooks on the board. It is a game again. Wow.
Oh my God, dude. See, that's why you never give up, especially at this level. Like, don't resign. You know what I'm saying? It may hurt. It may not always be fun to play these losing positions, but like, if you're bad, they're bad too. Oh no.
The rook. Oh, and it snapped up.
Blunder punished immediately. Good job by Tayvon punishing these moves here early on. But look, Chance doesn't seem, he's still fighting. He's not overly panicked right now, but a nice little retreat by the bishop after its infiltration into the white defenses.
All right, so I would strongly suggest that Chance gives themselves an escape square here.
That's okay. That's what I was about to say, dude. This is when I get freaked out in my games, and I just don't think, and I'm like, I hate those 3 pawns just sitting there with nothing on the back rank.
This is for you, T-Bob. Light squared bishop. Where are we making the escape square?
This time we would go H3, correct?
Correct.
Yes, so we can stay on red or stay on black.
And okay, he plays H4, still does the same job, giving that king some room. Well spotted.
Oh, bro, I'm going to have that bishop rule locked into my head now from now on. Thank you for that.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
What do we got here?
All right, so still rook down. I think the other thing that folks need to keep in mind is, again, there's no increment right now. So if this gets under a minute, and it's very well maybe, these games are going to get very different. The air will be different. The energy will shift very quickly.
Flagging is it's maybe not the most noble of strategies, but it is a legitimate one if that's what it takes to advance in the BlitzChamp tournament.
No question about it. Flagging is allowed.
Interesting here. Taking advantage of that pin there with the pawn potentially. Do you think he sees it?
He doesn't.
Is there any advantage to be gained? Oh, no, never mind.
it's the pawn can't march down the yellow brick road on its own. It's going to need some support. So it seems like this king is now in position.
Rook behind it.
Rook behind it, but how do you push the king off the square, right? There's no light squared bishop, so it's going to be hard.
Yeah, white's feeling real locked up right there. I mean, that may be.
But look at the time. Again, Tayvon has to win this in the next 30 seconds, and if somehow Chantz can just last that long, here's a threat. Rook takes g2 is coming. It's income. f7, is this a potential queen? There's so many things going on here. Bishop takes g2. That's also reasonable, setting up some discovery
check on the board.
Yeah, these pawns are marching. Again, 20 seconds now for Tayvon. Loses the rook, but still has to win in 20 seconds. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. If this king could somehow mosey out of here, it's not quite over. Meanwhile, I'm just going to say Daniel Owens is playing against Billy Edwards. We're going to shift there right after this game ends. There's a lot of drama going on that board. But this king, if this king survives, if it just runs away,
just flag him. Flag him. There is no honor amongst thieves. It's time.
Wow, look at this king. It's like going on like a Tour de France right here. It's like a Sherman's March.
And look at the rooks trying to hunt him down for all they're worth, and he's slaughtering everybody. The king is bodies lying at his feet, blood spraying everywhere, steel gleaming in the sky.
He's gonna survive. He's gonna survive.
He can't corner him. Look at him. Oh, we told you earlier. At this level, flagging is legitimate. Let's go, Chantz Harley.
And Chantz Harley won that, clutched that up, down a queen, defended just long enough to not get mated. Only a pawn and a bishop left on the board. Incredible. Incredible. All right, let's shift over to Daniel Owens versus Billy Edwards. That's the last game of our quarters right now. They're both tied 2-2. What's going to happen next? It's a mess. The queen and the bishop are doing some stuff. This king is in a not a very comfortable position. There are snipers looming. Dangerous, scary hours, T-Bob.
Yeah, I mean, what's the move here? Is it bishop a3? Was it queen f7? I feel like there were so many potential checks at play there that I can't calculate them all.
Yeah, there's just a lot of drama going on. There's more than one way to skin this cat. That analogy I've never truly understood. I don't know why anyone would skin the cats, but that's besides the point.
Bro, they used to skin cats in biology at my high school, which I always thought was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I think that's where it comes from. It's like an old school thing.
The queen is hanging. The king is hanging. What's going on? What's going on?
Daniel, do you see it? Do you see it, Daniel?
Do you know how Daniel could lose this game? Honestly, I could see a potential back rank issue. I know it seems very far-fetched now, but that is Billy's salvation here because the clock is not his friend right now, and the king is an emperor with no clothes. So, all right, defended the queen. That's good. There is a checkmate pattern here. If this queen swoops into f7, connected with the bishop on e7, there was a checkmate in 2 here. We'll see. Again, Billy's not out of this, T-Bob.
No, I mean, I think Billy's in trouble here. Okay, wait, did he hang? No, okay, it's protected by the knight. Never mind. Queen trade probably in Billy's favor there. Wait, so here Casa, black has its white bishop, so I'm looking to move h3 if I'm white, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You're killing it. You're killing it.
Making sure I got to roll straight. Oh, there it is. That's a dead queen.
It's not over yet. How many times have we seen it's not over yet? Okay, if this rook goes, it might be over because then there's no back rank possibility. Then you just can hope for stalemate.
Oh, no.
Okay, 96. This can be captured. Oh, there's a checkmate in 1 now. The knight is covering b7, so there is a checkmate in 1. It was not seen. This game is continuing.
He doesn't see it. You have this, young gun. You have this, Danny. No, dude, it happened. He didn't know it. No, he's not. There's no way Billy sees it.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, no, dude. In the game. Oh, what? Okay, time is still on Daniel's side here, though, right? I mean, surely just at this point, just move your pieces, make him dance around. Again, flag, and there's a queen on the board. That should be it. Go ahead.
Stalemate, maybe.
Potentially.
If you take, oh, no, this is going to be a ladder mate. If there's a ladder
he
mate.
missed it. He had it.
Ooh.
What, A6 there to end it? There
Bishop,
you go.
Look at that. That is like, that is fancy.
Okay. Let's go, dude. Big time by Daniel Owens, getting one over on the upperclassman quarterback. The man who won them their bowl game against Auburn. Owens says, I don't care. There is no respect on the chessboard.
What did we just see? I mean, we didn't have any matches actually go to tie breaks, but man, we're going to have in the semis, we're going to have Chantz versus Caleb. And on the other side of the bracket, we're going to have Daniel Owens versus Dante Trader Jr. And just a shocking development all around because those matches were super close. Daniel barely edged it out with the 3-2 win. And yeah, I mean, what more can be said? T-Bob, crazy. I
think so. The wild card here, we watched a lot of Chantz, we watched a lot of Owens and Trader. I love Dante Trader going into this when we saw round one against Owens, but we didn't see a lot of Wheatland. And it's because he just kind of handled his business, right? We're getting caught up in the madness of Billy Edwards' style. And then the next thing we look over and Wheatland's already 3-0 and moving on to the finals, having taken care of Duffus. So Wheatland with the strongest first round feels like I'm excited to see him get a little more shine this next round against Harley.
All right, we'll focus on him a little bit more. Let's check out some of the best reactions from that first round.
Let's go, dude. See, that's the fellas just having fun right there, bro. That's what you love about
come out the tunnel. Look like you're about to come out the tunnel there.
Let's go, boy. Get him, Trader. And look at Dillan. Look, I mean, there we go. That's emotion. That's passion. That's BlitzChamps right there.
No question about it.
Oh, man. Just pure chaos between Owens and Edwards the entire time. They're filming each other. It's going on IG. It's going on Snap.
Yeah, and we're about to have a 10-second. We're gonna have a 10-second clip of Coach Loxley and Spencer Anderson. So
look at him, the fellas, the legends who made it all possible, leading to the turnaround of Maryland football, dude.
It's not a women's game, they said.
But millions of us are here. From every corner of the world,
new journeys and chess appear.
from engineering to partnerships and new events we premiere. The women who power Chess.com
grow a great game in their career. We celebrate the early champs,
courageous every year.
Against the odds and circumstance.
A new wave they pioneered.
Handing over to the present day.
Our rising stars, we cheer.
And now we dream that little girls
become champions without fear.
Around the world we come together
and meet up every year.
To all the women of Chess.com, we want this year to be your year.
One pawn. 5 suspects. Bring your deductive skills to the chessboard this March and help solve the mystery. Was it the movie star, Tina Tempo? The heiress, Beatrice Bishop? The Green Pawn's coach, Remy Rook? Tournament organizer, Madame Mate, perhaps? Or the arbiter, Professor Passon? Play them all, gather the clues, and find out who done it on Chess.com.
It's crazy.
Oh my God. I don't feel it yet because there's so much spice already in my mouth.
Turn the thermostat up. Please, no milk. No milk. No f***ing milk, James.
I'm gonna go to the ambulance.
What's up, everyone? Chess is hard as it is, but we're about to make it even harder. by playing chili chess. For every type of piece we capture, we are gonna eat a chip with some hot sauce on it, starting with the pawns, knights, bishops, and rooks, a queen, and then the loser of the game is gonna eat this drenched chip over here.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
And here we go.
Oh man, we battled a lot in the. It's like you're letting me take it, bro. We get
Instant, you must be hungry, bro.
I'm too scared to capture.
Take it, bro.
No, because then we have to eat the.
You know what? Now you gotta eat the freaking chip.
All so big. Ah. Oh.
Yes.
Oh
right.
man. Oh. It feels like I'm inhaling a barbecue. I hate that one.
That's pretty good.
God. That is the official.
Your turn, buddy. Beautiful.
That one's weird, man. It's like citrusy, but like
correct.
Kind of tastes like.
You know what? That's exactly what it would taste like.
I'm rolling up mine. We got the end game of the chips. This is
hey,
torture.
which one do I want? Okay. None of these. I'm back.
I like how silent psychological battle. Nobody's drank milk yet.
Right.
We're like, okay. All right. Word looks different when you high on spice.
Oh man, I'm hitting different.
Oh,
shit's kind of hot to be chilling like that. It's definitely getting hot in this room, guys. You didn't turn the thermostat up?
Oh, I took a pawn, mister.
Oh, you took a pawn. You did. Damn, bro, you catching everything.
Ah! Oh!
Let's check.
Oh my God, I lost on time. No!
Oh, that's not what?
Oh my God.
You know. Okay, so the problem is I don't feel it yet because there's so much spice already in my mouth. So it's probably gonna be like how Magnus said, creeps up on you. Yep, now it's starting to creep up. I feel it. I feel it.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go to the ambulance. I'm gonna call them people right now.
On my hand.
Please.
No milk.
No milk.
No milk. We doing this with no milk. No fucking milk, James. It's like two brothers. We in a ditch somewhere.
Yep.
Explosions all around.
No milk. We asked them, I'm like, you need a Band-Aid? No, I need no milk. No milk.
Cool.
I'm gonna feel that for a few days, 2 hours.
Bro.
I did, bro. I did. But your brain don't work right when all the spices and stuff.
No, man. Bro, I can't feel my fingers. Same time next week?
Sure. It's a date.
Welcome back to BlitzChamps, Maryland. We've got a real competition on our hands. The best football players at Maryland are playing for some bragging rights today on the chessboard, taking those competitive juices. And really, we got an incredible first round there. Just incredible round. T-Bob, it was crazy. We had a lot of energy. And my goodness. So they're chess players today, but come August 31st, they'll be back to being student athletes. And during the break, we showed you how the Terrapins fared in 2023. So you see the schedule up on the screen here. Another pretty packed slate. The conferences have changed a little bit. Some new teams are in the mix.
Yeah.
And so who better to ask for more 2024 season perspective than the head coach and a Maryland football alum? And so we're going to welcome two really integral guys that are currently a part of the program and was present and previously a part of the program. Coach Mike Loxley, the head coach of Maryland football, and a former Maryland player, alum, now in the NFL. Shout out Spencer Anderson. So welcome, fellas. Glad that you're with us today.
Appreciate you for having me.
Hey, thanks for having us, and thanks for coming out to Jones Hill House and hosting this tournament. It's been fun to have you guys here.
Such a pleasure. And, T-Bob's going to just we have so many questions. It's going to be awesome. T-Bob, take it away.
Hey, so Coach, it's so funny. So we just put the schedule up there on the screen, right? How we feeling about just a couple of classic Big Ten battles with USC and Oregon?
How about that, man? I feel like we're still getting hazed as the new kids on the block with this scheduling, man. They say it's random, but go figure. The two newest teams in the league after, spending the last, 10 years playing in the eastern half of the division, where we lose Michigan and lose Ohio State, and we just so happen to add our two newest members, SC and Oregon. So excited about it, though. I mean, when you bring in the caliber of teams that we've been able to attract in the Big Ten, I know our players come here because they want to play against the best, and we've been able to add the West Coast teams to our league to make us a national brand. We're from coast to coast, and I'm excited about it as I know our players are.
And hey, Coach, I wanted to ask you one more, and then I want to get Spencer's perspective on this. But for you, Maryland, your second opportunity as a head coach, you take over a tough, a tough situation, and really, y'all have turned it around, man. 3 bowl games in a row, including, despite not having Talia for the bowl game, taking down Hugh Freeze in Auburn. What has it meant to you to bring winning football back to the Terps?
It means a lot to me because a lot of people know that I'm not just the head coach here, but also I grew up in the shadows of this campus, and I grew up in the mid-'80s when the Terps from 83 to 85 won 3 straight ACC titles, and I saw Boomer and Frank Reich and Neil O'Donnell and Stan Gelbaugh, all these great quarterbacks come through the program, and it was the Terp team that I grew and knew and loved. So to have the opportunity to represent this program as the leader is a dream come true, and to be able to have it playing winning football consistently, especially, I'm an example of what failure looks like. I failed miserably at New Mexico as a head coach, but I was able to take the lessons that I learned through that, as well as the 3 years I spent under Coach Saban at Bama, and put together a program that you see now. The vision that I had, we're starting to see it come to fruition.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, Coach Locke, how do you respond to failure? He just made himself into the Broyles Award winner. Just goes to the best assistant coach in the entire nation. Spencer, when you look at the turnaround, you were a key part of said turnaround. Now, you also have a passion for the game of chess. Word on the street is you went to a summer camp at 8 years old, learned to play, and then 3 weeks later at the tournament, despite playing against 14-year-olds, you got third? I mean, what was it? So was it one of those things? Because for me, when I first discovered the game, like really, it just never let go. Was it similar in your experience?
Yeah, I mean, I learned it at a young age. Playing against older people. A grandmaster, I would say, who taught me, Mr. Fagan. I'll never forget him. He taught me how to play, and then towards the conclusion of the summer camp, it was kind of, we're having a tournament, and there's 14, 13-year-olds. I'm only 8 or 9 at the time, and I'm like, I got no chance. And I wound up coming in third. I'm like, I'm happy as I don't know what. The reward was like a little 4x4 plastic chessboard, and I was like the happiest little kid in the world because that was the third place prize. And ever since then, I'm like, I gotta find something I want to do outside of football. They always say find a hobby or whatever. Try reading. I mean, reading is reading, but why not stick to chess? So that's kind of how I got into it, and it's kind of been with me. Full honesty, I've kind of taken some time off playing it just because focusing on football and nobody wants to play me these days. But I guess full transparency, my first I want to say the first week of training camp, I was in training camp, and TJ Watt and Cam Hayward were playing, and I'm over here giving TJ all kind of like hints on where to go or whatever, and You're like, are you supposed to be so good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, man, I got to watch the post articles about me. Like, what you mean? So then I played my other teammate, Nick Herbig, and I actually lost. I was like, wow, I need to get back in the lab. So, I've been kind of playing a little bit here and there. I got to keep the mind fresh because, after that L, I was kind of like, nah, this is unusual because I took so much time off from it. I'm like, it kind of lost a step. So now I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things. And I just saw that crazy move that Billy made. I mean, that was
hold on. I wanted to get you guys' perspective on some of these X's and O's. So you mind if we dive in and you could just give us some play-by-play, Spencer and Coach?
Yeah.
All right, so you said Billy Edwards, so we're gonna shift over to Billy Edwards right now. We're gonna move out of the bird's eye and get specifically to that game because we got Billy Edwards versus Dillan Fontus, and we had this move E3, which was hanging the queen. I guess that was what was drawing your eye. Didn't wind up taking it, and now we got a position that's a little different. How do you see this one, Spencer?
Yeah. So what? Billy's and white. I'm assuming
Billy's white. Yeah. Billy's white.
Gotcha. Billy's white. Yeah, I don't really understand like their whole premise. The game I was referring to was when he had like the queen right in front and like he let Dillan take it or whoever he was playing. He just took it so easily and like they're just playing. No, it was Daniel, D.O. They were never playing and
okay, gotcha.
The queen right in front of him and they're just queens like it's fun.
And
like
there it is. And there it is. As you're talking about it,
Yeah.
I mean, it happens all over again.
I'm
Coach, what's up with your quarterback, bro? What's going on here?
He missed the open guide. It kind of reminds me of that 2-minute drill against Auburn when we were going down and we ran the smash concept over to the left. And, we have the player to coach calm in that game. And, when you read smash, you go 1-2-1 and hit to the corner. And then before you throw the corner, you check the hitch again. Well, my boy Billy, he was like a blind dog chasing a squirrel, and he almost threw a pick six. And luckily, the Auburn guy dropped it, and we kicked the field goal. But that was a lot like that move that he missed out on there.
Yeah, I see some potential hitch concepts here. So, I mean, the queen takes D2. This is a little nasty threat on D2 here. This king is kind of an emperor with no clothes going on, very exposed. And we'll see how this develops. But Spencer, as far as like, you're talking about looking for hobbies and, reading and then chess, what actually got you, because you learned chess at a younger age and you stuck with it to a certain extent. What kept you interested in the game beyond your first foray into it?
So when I was in high school, I was on the chess team in high school, and I kind of progressed as my years went on. I kind of got more serious about it. And then once I got to college, I kind of like, laid off from it a little bit because, focused on football. And I think honestly in college, I only played a few times. I would play like the AI on my computer or whatever, but nothing.
He was too busy getting 3 degrees, by the way.
Yeah.
3 degrees?
3
Spencer,
degrees.
what?
Yeah.
How? I'm a general studies major. What the hell, man? Relax, dude.
Yeah,
Coach,
focusing on school and football.
I'm sure Coach knew a few general studies majors from his Alabama days. They tend to happen down in the South more than they do at some of those
I don't
schools
know,
up
man.
there.
Alabama is a premier educational institution.
Oh, okay.
I've worked at
All
I've worked at nothing but flagship universities like the University of Maryland.
I don't know. All I ever hear is down south in the SEC. They always say, "School first, football second."
Okay. I think it must be said, for the folks at home that don't truly understand how much of a commitment it is to be a D1 athlete, to manage just football as it by itself is a job, but then to also manage your academics and then also pursue multiple degrees. That's a different level of ambition. So I just want to give you your kudos for that.
Well, I mean, to your point, Casa, I find that's also like probably why Spencer made the Steelers last year, right? Because that speaks to that kind of next level work ethic, that speaks to somebody that's going to sacrifice what he wants to do in the short term for what he needs to do in the long term. Like those are the traits that make you one of the guys. Because look, in the NFL, everybody can play. So it comes down to intangibles. It comes down to mentality. Can you learn it? And then do you have the discipline to do it? And the only way you get 3 degrees while playing full-time football is that you have those traits.
Yeah, no question. So anyway, you asked T-Bob, you asked for Caleb to give him more airtime in this round. and he's putting in work. He's got a rook up. He made the escape square that he needs to make opposite the color of the bishop, so there's no back rank issue. And so he's managing his time well. So it's a question of how do you handle the position where you have some prosperity when you're up a rook. Coach, how do you preach that to your team when your team is enjoying prosperity, when you have a lead during a game? What are you telling people when you have that lead?
Well, I can tell you what, we must not listen very well because we started out about 5-0, and the next thing I know, we hit a 4-game skid. So I had to go back to the Nick Saban school and get the nose of that plane back up to finish strong there at the end and get the last 3 victories. So what we always talk about, though, is when the game is over, we spend 24 hours enjoying it, but you know what? It's on to the next game. And when we talk about the game of football, you know, we want to play it one play at a time, and we say it often that a play has a 6-second shelf life, and then it dies. Well, it's the same thing in chess, man. You can't let one bad move lead to 2, lead to 3, and you also can't, overreact to having a big play. So we try to manage the emotions of it, stay focused on the current, present moment right now. Don't worry about what's happened. Don't worry about what's about to happen. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just stay focused right now on this next move. And I think that's a great segue into chess. Just focus on the next move, man.
So speaking of the next move here, T-Bot, I just have to say this position on the board right now is crazy because this pawn is about to become a queen, and black actually has a winning sequence that's super difficult to find. Like you basically have to try and
Black has a winning sequence.
Black is actually winning in this position, but it's like insanely difficult. Oh, and now it's going to be checkmate in 1. Checkmate in 1 in 2 different ways.
Could you mate with? Okay, yeah, you could mate with. You got to promote the pawn for extra swag. I mean, for maximum distance. Yeah, there we go. Promotion win. You love to see it. Promotion win with the king involved in corralling the enemy king across the board. That's that sexy chess that I like to see.
That was crazy.
Maybe I'm confused, but where are all the queens at? Why does the queen keep getting taken?
No respect for the high lady. See, and that's spoken like a true alignment. We're the pawns up front, okay? We're trying to keep our queen protected. Talia back there, keep him upright. And these cats, not enough alignment in this tournament. Spence, that's the problem, man.
Sometimes that queen, sometimes the queen drifts out of the pocket a little too much. You need to keep that queen straight in that apex of the pocket. Yeah. So you don't want to be too deep and you don't want to be too wide.
It's funny because, before T-Bot gave me that analogy earlier today, I never heard that before with specifically with the linemen being the pawns and the queen being the quarterback. Like, do you guys agree with that analogy, Spencer and Coach?
Man. I love it. Pawns get no credit at all unless they do backflips or flips into the end zone like Spencer's teammate did on the touchdown 2 years ago. He did a front flip on a long touchdown run. That's the only time pawns get noticed, when they get the flag thrown at them.
It's so Casa in football, there's an old saying, right? The game is won and lost in the trenches, right? Or it all starts up front. In the same way, yes, pawns seem unassuming. They seem fat and slow early on. They only move one space. But at the end of the day, at high level play, whoever manages those pawns the best, that tends to be who's going to come out on top.
So I got to ask, just because, Coach, you were you're working with Saban in the Alabama program. How much of what you are doing there do you think translate to the way you want to, approach your program now at Maryland? Like, how much of the sort of the philosophy and some of those things tie into what you're doing? Oh my God, we just had a checkmate in 1, but I want you to answer that question. I want to hear the answer to that question. So please tell me, how is it? How are you? Because I imagine there's a balance between, what you've taken with you from the places you've been and what you want to bring to the table just for yourself.
Yeah, here's what I found from, I get this question a lot, having worked 3 years under Coach Saban and went to 3 straight national championships while there, which prior to that, 27 years in the business, never ever sniffed a championship. And what you find, though, the coaches that have had success, you look at Kirby at Georgia, Lane at Ole Miss, Sark, what he's done at Texas, we all come from that same family tree. And so we all have what I like to call grandma's chocolate chip cookie recipe. Right? Ask for 3 cups of chocolate chip cookies. We don't be the guy that puts 4 in there just so you can make it yours. which we found some Saban disciples tend to do. I've taken the chocolate chip cookie recipe and I've mastered just knowing what to do. The difference is I've got to get the right ingredients and the right kind of chocolate chips and the right kind of brown sugar. So I've learned quite a bit, but what you've got to do is put your philosophy, your personality on it. And to me, you take the recipe, you put your personality, because who I am is different than Stark, different than Lane, different than Coach, different than Kirby, and it works. I mean, the success that most of the disciples have had, it's proven. It's just a matter of putting your personality on it. I've been fortunate to do it here at a place like Maryland, to where we've got a really strong foundation because of guys like Spencer. And, you know, up front, I think we'll have 4 guys drafted the last couple of years to have success in the Big Ten. It starts up front on the O-line and D-line. And I've been really fortunate to have a bunch of guys, a bunch of pawns come through the program that are now being paid like kings.
Oh, Coach, let's go. Hey, I got to ask you this.
And maybe I can get a check out of Spence. I know.
Okay. Spence, he's letting you know.
He'll be one of the first former players to write a check back here of the last couple of years of class. Let's see who will be the first to write a check out of the last 2-3 seasons here.
So that is kind of one of the interesting things about today's game, Coach, is you're an offensive mastermind, and in the most ironic way possible, it seems like right now, to be a major college head coach, the football almost matters less than it ever has. I mean, do you sometimes wake up and you're like, am I more a CEO than I am a football coach now?
Yeah, I definitely feel like a general manager, the salary cap specialist. I'm the quarterback coach now. You know, I'm going back into the quarterback room this year. We've got a QB battle, and Josh is going to coach the receivers and coordinate from that position. So we've got to do it all, and it starts with acquiring the right kind of guys. And we've stayed really high school centric. When we do go on the portal, I think you look and see the type of guys we've gone out and gotten out of the portal. You see guys like Gotti Ayeje, who showed up at the combine, was at Frostburg State University playing football. We brought Corey Bullock from North Carolina Central, Donnell Brown from St. Francis, and we've been able to go get guys that kind of have that pond chip on their shoulders, and they've shown up and really have helped us. But then you look at the high school players, and, you know, Spencer's a byproduct of a guy that come here, was developed, has played all 3 positions, center, guard, tackle, and created value to where he's a 7th-round pick, and he's on his, you know, 2nd year there. Rakim Jarrett goes undrafted, which blows our mind, and he makes the team. So we're developing players, and that shows where our program is, to be able to have guys like Spence make it at that level, at the highest level, and then give back to our program.
Yeah, Spencer, it's not very often. I think I've seen it maybe one other time, an old LSU guy, Ethan Posick, where I've seen someone have both center starts and tackle starts on the resume there. I mean, especially not his 6'5".
He hated it, T-Bob. He hated
he's
it.
Too tall. He's too tall to be center, Coach. You can't be.
He was so smart, and he could make the calls, and he made those guards, and he took care of that interior rush, which, you know, you've got to take care of right up the middle first.
Do you feel like that versatility, though, Spence, when it came to making a roster? I mean, surely that had to play a big role in kind of getting you ready for the next level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like Coach Locke said, I definitely, you know, was combative when it first came to me. You know, we had just finished playing, I want to say, Indiana, and I was playing tackle. I'll never forget, like it was yesterday. We played Indiana, played well at tackle. I was like the highest graded in the room, whatever. According to our line coach, cool. Next week, we're about to play Penn State. They had some guy, I think his name was Derek Tangelo. And we're like, yeah, we're going to need you to play center this week. I'm like, what? I'm like, is so-and-so hurt? Like, nah. But, you know, to not liking the pressure in his face right up the middle or this, that, and the third, I'm just like, nah. They're like, it's only for this week. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Because, like, nobody else wanted to snap the ball, and nobody else knew the calls like I did. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll do it, whatever. Cool. Penn State game was whatever. It was fine at center. They were like, you look so good doing it. We're about to play Michigan next. I'm like, no, I got to face Ada Hutchinson and David Ajabo. Like, yeah, I got to put back and tackle. And it's like, well, nah, it looks so good. You might as well do it again. I'm like, and then I was there for the rest of the year. I'm like, this is unbelievable right now. But I mean, hey, it worked out for me. You know, in terms of the next level. And now
it's your fault for getting 3 degrees, Spencer. We all know the centers are the smart guys. It's if you had just been a little dumber, you could have stayed out there on the edge where you just got to handle the island, not as much thinking. That's your own problem.
Yeah,
your own ambition bit you.
Yeah, I realize that now on this level too. Like, you know, talking to the tackles, they're kind of like,
which way do I go? Which way do I go? It has an R and an L in it. You're going either right or left, bro. Listen up.
Tackles are one step above D linemen. They're just like a tiny bit smarter than the D linemen. That's
they're like Allstate Insurance. You only need them when you need them. They come in handy when you need them, boy. That tackle.
And even crazier, I've been working out with Cam Hayward last couple weeks or whatever. And yesterday when we worked out, he was like, "Man," the first thing he said when he saw me, he said, "Have you been seeing all these guards getting paid?" I'm like, "Yeah, I seen something where, you know, teams are building their team, like their linemen inside out rather than outside in." Because it used to be tackles getting all the money, but you know,
this has been
one guard get $100 million, 80 million, 60 million.
Centers get paid too.
Yeah.
It's been real interesting, the guard market at the beginning of this free agency. I've always felt like guard's the best way to, if you're trying to kick up the running game, but then also, I mean, like, you got to think you're affecting both the tackle and the center helping out. So yeah, I mean, that's some great motivation there, Spence, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, seeing guys get 100 million, 80 million. You're like, this is tackle contracts, but, you know, now teams are starting to see that guards are valuable too. And, you know, I think it's good for the league and, you know, in terms of the market for interior linemen, because, you know, they don't always get the same notoriety that, say, a Trent Williams or a Lane Johnson of the world would get. Because, you know, granted, they still get paid now, but guards are kind of still being like put on that pedestal almost closer to them, which is good.
We're getting so much game right now. We're getting.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. It looks like Chantz is trying to rob Caleb of all his pieces and just do it in style.
Basically playing Pac-Man over here. But,
yeah, pretty much. It looks like he's about to take that rook. He's about to take that pawn with his rook, and I don't know what he's gonna do about that knight that's sitting there all the way in enemy territory. But
I mean, this is something I do at my level too, where again, it's blitz. Don't overthink it. You don't have to go for the romantic, efficient checkmate. Like, it's the classic, I have the chip lead, I'm just going to lean on you, and I'm just going to will you down till you have nothing left.
Yeah, just get like a real basic one. Catches king in the corner or something, and just put queen in the rook and call it a day.
But I actually wasn't even talking about the chess game. I was just saying we're getting life game. We're getting offensive line and expertise game. We're getting coaching game. We're getting leadership game. We're getting versatility game. And I just wanted to thank both of you, Coach Loxley and Spencer, for joining the broadcast. For honestly, I know T-Bob is loving this, being a former offensive lineman himself. This is golden. So, yeah, I was told you may have to leave us, but I just wanted to again give you a very, very, very profuse thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for getting your guys to rally around this event, because we think it's a beautiful thing. So
it's been great to have y'all here.
There's definitely life outside of football, and you know, I see that, you know, a lot of them, even though they're not too good, it's looking like. But I see Chantz. Chantz is kind of the dark horse in this thing. He's looking pretty solid.
Chantz was working with a chess tutor apparently coming to the tournament.
So
he was my favorite. So Chantz, and then Trader's been over here grinding 30 games a day apparently. So
so they're cheating. Okay, yeah. Got you.
Coach Lock, Spitz, thank y'all so much, man. For real, this was truly a pleasure. Go Terps, dude! Beat that ass. I know who I'm cheering for this year.
They're the turtle. Appreciate you guys, T-Bob, Casa. Good seeing y'all.
All right,
appreciate you for having me.
Thanks, Spence.
Wow, that was just incredible conversation. Just incredible to hear folks share their passions. You know, get the football talk, get the chess talk, and yeah, I know your paths, your worlds were colliding, T-Bob, and mine too. I actually love college football, so. we have a bird's eye view now. We're going to actually shift to one of the games in particular. While we were gone, we actually had one match finish in the semis. We had our who actually, I think
it was Chantz. Chantz took down Wheatland 3-0.
Yeah, Chantz
remember I said poor Wheatland, it's like the first round he kicked ass so quick that he immediately got shuttled to the second round. And then the second round, he just gets worked on in the same way by Chantz. Remember, Chantz was down 0-2, Casa. He was on the edge of losing. There were multiple losing opportunities. I think Mate might have even been on the board. And here he comes roaring back into the finals.
Yeah, unbelievable. And now we actually just have our other semifinal matchup was Daniel Owens versus Dante Trader. And so we're actually going to shift right over there. Dante won the first one. And so now Daniel Owens is trying to get back on the board. And it looks like he's going to have a great chance to do that. He's up a rook. The only thing I could see that'd be problematic would be the back rank situation. I'm going to throw it to you, T-Bob. How do we solve that back rank with black right now?
We are going to go G3 this time. Yes, because we have a white bishop. Oh, wait, no, H3. Sorry, we're gonna go H3. My bad.
No. So with white, you're actually right. I was actually asking you with black because black's up a rook.
Oh, my bad.
G6. Yeah, just give yourself the dark square. And then you're going to be fine. So that's my only concern when you're up this much material is just get rid of the checkmate stuff and then you're straight.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That is like one thing, you play enough online games and you lose enough when you have a lead or you have a great position and you want to tear your hair out and rip your shirt off and pop all the buttons off, the classic weeping and gnashing of teeth. Like eventually you're going to learn to just flick a little pawn move out there so you can just stop thinking about it. Just devote no brain power to it.
Yeah. And what do you think about these guys on camera here? We got the pads from Daniel, and we have the shades from Dante. Which one would you prefer to be with?
Well, it's interesting, man, because you're definitely getting a little bit of the chaotic versus the more cool, calm, and collected, right? Like Dio's energy the entire time has just been chest beating, going crazy. Where Dante, he's celebrated, but with those shades, you just immediately look a little more smooth and calm. I think my energy probably lines up more with Dio's, though sometimes in the game of chess, maybe the more calm personality is the ideal.
Yeah. It's no, I hear you. I am wondering if there's going to be a doubling of rooks here on the second rank just to kind of, pick up the remaining pieces. And I think that might actually happen next because to me, if I have this much material, I just want to close my tab and get rid of the pieces. I don't need any more stuff. At some point, you just got to be happy with what you have. And that's a life lesson from Casa Corley, folks. Be happy with what you have. But that's where I'd be at.
What's it called when you got the rooks of the seventh? Is it pigs at the table? There's a great term for it. Pigs in the trouble. I can't remember exactly what it is. But no, I mean that's what we were talking about earlier, though, right? Like another simple rule: you're up material, force your opponents into trades. Just keep forcing the trades. And even though is that a trade right there, or is that just a hung bishop?
That looks like a rook that's gonna go.
Oh yeah. Oh no, dude.
Uh-oh. This rook is under fire. Move it.
Oh, okay. That's just gonna delay the inevitable. But now he sees it, right? Like now you cannot miss that the rook is under fire there. Now you can pin him. Could you go a little A3, pin him, and then maybe move the other rook into B8?
Exactly right.
Try to line him up.
That is legitimately the best move, and that's why it's getting an exclamation point. Shout out to you for your first exclamation point of the day, T-Bob.
Let's go, dude!
So rook B1's happening, and rook B8 pinning would be good.
Yeah,
also A4 does the same
attack.
thing.
There you go.
There you go. So, now I should say, we hadn't been following the consolation bracket because we had so much good conversation with Coach and Spencer. But Dillan Fontus won an overtime game and is now going to be in the consolation final. So shout out to Dillan Fontus.
Dude,
we missed some of the consolation action because we're focused here. But very, very, very good stuff.
So what about this, Casa? Could you force that pawn across? It might be a little overdone and not needed, but if you went like B8, pushed, and then move that rook to A1 to threaten. I'm talking about black here.
Yeah, no. So you were saying get the rook to B8 correct, then push the pawn to B2, and then rook A1. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly right. Now the counter argument would be, look, you don't need any more queens or anything. Just trade, because right now, if this rook gets here, we saw it before with the king bodying up the king in the corner. That would be checkmate.
Shit. Oh,
so we gotta get.
Sorry.
No. Look. That is the proper reaction.
Okay, but that is now technically off the table with the queen abandoning with the king abandoning his post. Oh, you had it, dude.
Exactly. So I don't know. Some of these pawns are going to become queens in a moment, but you really don't need all of this artillery. You know what I mean? You don't need all of this to finish the game. And so that's the question here. But I think Daniel knows what he's doing and seems confident on screen.
He's definitely playing at his confidence. Yeah, I mean, look, he's just doing, I feel like, what a lot of us would do at this level again, which is he's just trying to maximize, I think, the material advantage that he has. He looks fine on time and thinking, okay, if I get enough queens and rooks, I can eventually mate him quite easily.
Yeah,
now
again,
fire.
We're getting into stalemating zone. This pawn cannot move. This king is the only thing that can move. I'm now very concerned about Daniel's chances to win this game, just because it's been a real long walk in the forest and you got to get out.
All right, let's see here. Start to ladder him there.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Queen B2.
And we might have
There we go. Rook A3. Let's go. Finish it off. You got it, Dio. You did all the hard work. You did all the hard work. No. You can try again. Shift that queen up.
I'm nervous.
Dude.
I'm nervous.
Dude. You're right. The stalemate is impending. Is a queen A6 not mate there? No. Okay, now he's got it.
Hold on. That wasn't a ladder here. Okay. Oh, we did it.
A3. There we go, dude. There we go. Tense.
So it's 1-1. Again, just to remind folks, this is the winner's bracket, so it's going to be first to 2.5. We get a little celebration from Daniel there.
I love Dio's energy, dude.
Yeah, Dante's locked in. Daniel is letting all the folks know that he won the game, and he's going to have to win at least one more. I'm going to also mention Deandre Duffus actually was so close. Actually, both matches made it to overtime, I believe, in the consolation. Duffus wound up losing to Tayvon Nelson. So Tayvon is in the consolation final. And then I believe Dylan Fontus is also in the consolation final.
Okay. I believe you said Fontus and never mind. Oh, wait, yeah. Fontus and Tayvon, huh? In the final?
Yeah, in the consolation final.
Those are the high school teammates. Two massive recruits out of New York, the number 1 and number 3 ranked recruit in New York, now or a top 10 player. Nelson was, but yeah, high school teammates, Maryland commits, now going toe to toe for the consolation crown.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one. And now we have Chantz waiting for one of these guys on screen, Dante or Daniel, to meet him in the final. So we'll see how it shapes up. It's 1-1. We're going to have another game underway momentarily. And
I love the energy out of Dio. He's staring through his forehead, pure intensity. He's mad. And you got to love it because Trader, he's one of the leaders of this team. Okay. He's an upperclassman. He's one of the best DBs in the Big Ten. He was one of the main reasons why Maryland secondary was so good last year. And in Dio, you have someone who, a freshman kind of yet to make his mark. And so there's the insult to injury here. If you're Trader of letting the young gun kind of potentially get one over on you here.
Fair enough. I got to ask you, T-Bob, because I hear this a lot, and I feel like it's still a little bit debated, but a lot of people say this, that corner is the hardest position to play in sports. Do you think that's an exaggeration, or is it fair?
No, I think that's completely fair from a purely physical standpoint. And now what's also fascinating though, and it's one of the beautiful parts about football, is that cornerback and offensive tackle are actually strikingly similar in that they're two of the only positions in all of sports where you play with your back to the football. so you don't actually see the ball a lot. You're dealing with the man more, and you're reacting to an elite athlete, a world-class athlete. They know what they were going to do, right? The receiver knows what route it's going to run. The defensive end knows what his pass rush attack or plan or move is going to be, and you have to manage to react and somehow out-muscle or out-athlete them, which is why those guys are few and far between and why those guys get paid so much.
Yeah, no question about it. It's so funny that you put it that way. They have to react to people that know what they're going to do. That's what makes it a nightmare. That's what makes it a nightmare. And
it's where I think it gets like kind of poetically beautiful, and I would go ahead and castle here if I was white, but where I think it's kind of poetically beautiful is those are the two most opposite body types on the field. You know, your tackles are 6'7", 320, and your corners are like 5'10", 180, and yet what they're asked to do may be the most similar of anybody. Oh, he found the fork.
You were right about the castling at a previous juncture. It would have been a smart thing to do. Also would have been a nice idea to defend this E4 push. Right now, this king is going to be opened up, and I don't think it's going to be pretty because that's a discovered check. I think that's our first discovered check of the day. This king is now in a world of trouble, down material. Dante is in the driver's seat in this one.
Now, would you go bishop E3 here? And then and then obviously he's probably going to go what, G2? Yep. And then you're going to go G1 with the rook, I guess.
That's right. That's right. And again, you're gonna pray. You're gonna make some moves, pray, and consolidate a little bit. The thing is you know your fate is not totally in your hands at this point. But I think
now you can't cast the queen side anymore either.
Right. But the other thing I think is that, again, this black king is also still in the center. So if somehow you can mix it up and you know, distract Dante a little bit, Daniel will have his chance.
Okay, so he's trying to kick the queen. Can that pawn can just be captured though, right there, right?
That's right.
Yeah. There you go. That's one of those situations too where you push that pawn. I think you're so used to having those three pawns connected that it's almost like you push it to attack the queen, think you can kick it, it's protected, and it's actually not. Oh.
And the queen is going. I wonder again. You've said this before. I might be giving some players too much credit. Sometimes I wonder if you're in a dire circumstance whether you should try and do something like that just to see if they don't notice it, so you could take their queen.
There is now you're right. I mean, sometimes even I find myself playing the person where you can kind of feel like, wait, I don't know how, I can't explain it, but I feel like, because I'm always playing online, but I'm like, I feel like they don't actually see this coming. So maybe a sneaky great setup there.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a problem. Queen takes F2 is a huge problem. This bishop is pinned, the knight supporting. Took with the knight, still fine. White can at least get off some checks, potentially. Again, this king is still exposed, and that would be the only real concern I think you'd have. Okay, this knight can be captured. Okay, it's not.
There you go.
There's still, again, it's not over till it's over. This bishop is controlling E1. Okay.
Wow.
The queen goes, but it's not a big deal because you're actually just getting pieces off the board, which you're kind of cool with at this point. So I don't even.
Rooks have yet. I mean, those rooks just haven't done anything for black all game. They need to start. Here we go. Now we go. We're connected. Yeah. Let's get in the game here.
And again, you can see Dante didn't even really react when the queens came off the board. He's like, whatever.
I know.
You know, I don't need it.
Feels a little heady to me. Dante, smart guy.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime I see a queen go off, I'm like, oh no, what just happened? What do you, if you're black, what's the kind of the most efficient way to end this, Casa? Do you start sending out checks with like a little rook F8?
I'm trading those rooks. I'm putting a rook right there.
I'm just now that the king's there, right? Because you can pin him. He has to trade if you move E8 right here.
Yeah, I call it vacuuming the board. Just vacuum the board, you know? And the thing about vacuuming the board is I'm not going to take everything. Like, I'm not going to take the H pawn because I want to like leave a little some there just in case there's some stalemating stuff that might come up.
Yeah, leave him a couple potential out. Oh yeah, a couple moves.
Couple linemen on the field, you know? Like,
hell yeah. What if he promotes to queen right here? Okay,
he could have done that. He still can do it. It's just a matter of taste, and I think Dante is enjoying this one because surely he saw he could promote. I'm confident he saw he could promote.
Yeah, it's a little bit of disrespect right here.
Yeah.
Well, classic. The old man getting a little early revenge.
Yeah. So, All right, now the king is getting dog walked. There is a checkmate in 1. Rook c5 would be mate. Oh, and he finds it.
Okay, let's go, Dante.
2-1. 2-1 now for Dante. He needs just a half point to meet Chantz in the final, and that's where we're headed. So it's going to be put up or shut up time now for Daniel, because this is he's on his last life here.
So Dante could become, well, I don't know if this is exactly true, but I'm going to say it's true. He could become the first 3-sport athlete in Maryland history, as not only is he a member of the football team, he was also an honorable mention All-American on the Maryland lacrosse teams, which is one of the most historically good. They won the Natty just 2 years ago. Actually, Dante had to sit out, or he chose to sit out and focus on football for the year. Then he comes back to lacrosse, becomes an honorable mention All-American, and now he's one game away from moving into the BlitzChamps finals, where he could also be declared chess champion of Maryland.
Multi-talented, right?
Yeah.
That's just what that is. That is talent. That is talent.
Some guys have it all,
level.
like Spencer and his 3 degrees while also being an NFL lineman. Relax, Spence. You got to save some ambition for the rest of us.
All right, so we are in game
Let's go.
4. Again, must-win territory here for Daniel, and I like the start. The knights are jumping around. I'd love to get the bishop out. This knight is hanging right now. He defends that knight. Makes a lot of sense. Queen's out early. Can't be touched up so easily. So it's not the end of the world. But F4 is a aggressive move. Aggression.
Now, I feel like at high level play, moving the F pawn is very. I just feel like it exposes you a bit in ways that I don't see quite often.
Yeah. Now this queen is under attack again. Dante got to get out the way. Does play queen d3, and it's an interesting position. I think black is a little bit ahead in development. You want to see people get their pieces out, so we're going to look to see those moves. We'll see what happens.
I would just, if I'm white here, like you said, continue development. Just go knight f3. Okay, never mind. Pushing the pawn.
Knight f3 would have been a better move, T-Bob, for sure. Knight b4 looks very good, but yeah, this queen b5 move.
There it is.
It's a double attack on the king and the knight. That would be really strong. Queen goes back, and we're seeing right now what happens. I'm gonna give you the football analogy, T-Bob. When the offensive linemen go forward on a screen pass before the pass is made, penalty, right? That's what's going on right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. These pawns are a little bit too far ahead of the play.
Yeah, it's looking a little disjointed. Also, it's again like you said, Trader had the check into the hanging knight, but anytime your queen is attacked, when you're a player at our level 2, you just feel the alarm bells and you get tunnel vision, and it becomes like, okay, goal number 1, I just have to get my queen out of harm's way. And that's where maybe you remember, wait, I have some clock to work with, right? This is a very important game. I'm here on the edge of advancing. Maybe I can spend 15, 20 more seconds really perusing this position.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, folks, is you might say, oh, this was not the best move, that it shows an X and so on. G6 was actually a very clever move. It defended the bishop, which was under fire, and kept the tension. It wasn't the best way to do that, but it actually was a good move. Knight takes f4, though, is a hanging knight, so this queen could capture, and yeah, Dante snaps it up.
It's a lot of early game aggression here too, right? I feel like I've seen Trader play pretty fundamental up to this point, but bishop and knight still not developed. King still sitting in the middle of the board, feeling extra wide open because that early f4 move. And now castling looks like it may be a little tough.
Yeah, castling for sure is going to be adversarial here. That being said, Dante is up a piece now, and again, you could even consider starting to swap out if you needed to.
Yeah.
Also, sometimes you could castle by hand. This king could dart to f2. Okay, no longer necessary because the bishop moved. But sometimes you can go king f2, rook e1, and then castle by hand. It's kind of like, the long way home.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously trying to get that bishop out of there now. And white, not Oh, the blue exclam.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So it's a funny one because it was one of many good options, but it was the best because if the black pawn took there, would have been a fork of the queen, the knight. You could also take in the bishop. The bishop is hanging as well.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at, and that's my own tunnel vision coming into bear here. I mean, he moved knight d4. I thought to attack that bishop originally, and it's almost like he kind of almost lost sight of it there a little bit. He's just like, oh, he's just gonna chill there for now.
I see a lot of hanging pieces. I think this one is going a little bit off the rails for Daniel, and it's something that's so hard to control sometimes. Making sure your pieces are covered and not under attack. There are a lot of things that are not protected right now, and tactics come from unprotected pieces. So White has their choice of the litter, and G4, that is not a move I've expected, but we've seen a lot today, T-Bob.
Yeah, I mean, I think right there, I probably would have captured the bishop on c2 and then had the attack on with the bishop, with the black square bishop on b4. But wow, are both bishops going to escape this? No, I mean,
all right, what is going on? What is going on? So there is a knight fork there that would have won the queen. There's still a knight fork. And the game is actually getting closer to something resembling even material. I know it's crazy to say with this pawn here and with this knight fork still in the offing, but it's a real debate like rook for knight and bishop with multiple pawns. Usually the two pieces are better than the rook, T-Bob, but you have to show good coordination to demonstrate that. And the rook sometimes can be a lot easier to maneuver than managing the two pieces. It's not over anymore.
Dude, no. I would have. I mean, from Trader there, tell me if this is wrong. I would have liked Queen F6 before the king moved up to F7. He could have been attacking the rook. King couldn't have gone anywhere. But now starting to get a little spicy here.
Very spicy. Queen x5 is a brilliant move. This king, there's a double discovery check. We've seen one today. We saw a discovery check. This would be a double discovery. That knight uncovers the bishop.
Wow.
That'd be sick. But this king is on the run now. It's getting chased. Bishop d2 would be a nice move. There are no squares the king can go to. You'd have to block this diagonal, and then the queen could further encroach. Not e6, because we wouldn't want to trade queens there. But this is in the bag for Dante with a few more good moves.
Let's see what Dante see. And this is a time here where if Dante wants, take a little time, right? I mean, You got 2 minutes. He's got 1 minute. You got a big lead on the. It's hard to kind of maintain that perspective sometimes.
It might be turning. This king has no pawns around it. And if a rook somehow bears down on the king, and right here, it's not ideal just yet because the knight is there. But if this isn't seen, now black is in the driver's seat.
Oh, no way.
Oh,
and he sees it. Look at Dante. Surrender Cobra. He knows he's starting to let this game fall apart.
Oh, man. And, again, oh, no, it was missed. The evaluation bar swings again. This is very, it's checkmate. It's checkmate in a few moves.
No way. Where's the mate?
King has to come up. Then the queen goes to F1 with, it was the wrong piece. The queen had to come there, and then the king would have been forced up. You literally would have had to walk the king up to the center, and it would have been mate there.
Wow.
Dante is locked in now. He's back in his chair. He's engaged, and he's thinking because he realizes this is it.
Time starting to become an option for Dio here, or a problem for Dio here. 40 seconds to Dante's minute 20. He's calling timeout. He's calling for a timeout. What's going on here? Dio, there's no timeout. You just got to keep playing. You got to play it as it lies. It's like Happy Gilmore.
We're losing Dante's stoic reaction on screen here, but we have Daniel still. And
the exclam king move, you love to see it. And now all of a sudden, is there mate on the board for white?
There are checks. Rook takes h7. It would be a check that I'd start with. And then you maybe start to get closer to that mate. I want to keep the pressure on. They're both under 1 minute.
Ooh, and here we go. Okay, Dante, you got 50 seconds to the 30. But see, this is where
checkmate pattern again. There, if this queen comes in, T-Bob, queen d1 check. There's some ladder vibes. Oh,
bro, this evaluation bar is getting a workout. This game, I mean, it's like it looks like a game of Pong out here. It is just bouncing back and forth.
Look at these kings, though. They're so exposed. Rook g7 would be a really nice way to get rid of the queen. Dante's looking for checkmate instead. That is also possible. This queen could walk. There's ladder vibes. You can walk them down. There's
I feel like he's just playing with time right now. He's just thinking, I'm up on time. I'm just gonna keep checking and then just like now, just probably take the queen. Yep. And then just keep checking and go ahead and walk this thing off.
Yeah. It's this pawn.
Surprised he didn't take that pawn.
This pawn might be a bit of a concern. White has to man the times as well.
Okay, there
4, 3.
There it is. Just keep checking. Just keep checking if you're Dante and check your way into the BlitzChamps finals. Here it comes. Just a few seconds left. Dio put up a good fight.
And just like that, Dante has advanced to the final. He will be meeting Chantz. And wow, what a game. What a fight. Let's actually just take you to that champions bracket right now so you guys can see what our final and our consolation will look like as we had Daniel on screen.
I'm sorry. Daniel's reaction was cracking me up.
Daniel wanted to win that badly, and we're going to give a golf clap to Daniel for his performance there because he was right there. But this champions bracket, we're going to have Chance Harley versus Dante Trader Jr., and we're going to have in our third place match, our consolation bracket, Daniel Owens versus Caleb Wheatland. So we got two very exciting matchups for you, and my goodness, it's just incredible stuff. So,
okay, and we do have confirmation. Dante and Dio just shook hands, so there we go. The boys show a good sportsmanship even after a tough fought battle.
Yeah, just incredible there, and it was just incredible. I mean, what can you say? These guys are giving it their all.
It is fun, isn't it? Like the chaotic nature. It's in some ways more representative of the kind of original medieval battlefields that I feel like chess was made to represent, or Persian battlefields. I guess you would say that chess was made to represent, because, yeah, in battle, not everything goes according to plan. Sometimes the evaluation bar is going to wildly swing back and forth because you got a bit unlucky or somebody caught an arrow to the knee. So some very fun chess being played between the boys today.
No question about it. And join us after the show for an after-party BlitzChamp tournament. You know, T-Bob, we might want to get in on this. Starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern or 4:30 Pacific, we're hosting this tournament over at the BlitzChamps Community Club and offering up 3 months of Diamond membership for the top finisher. So if all this watching is making you want to actually play, don't miss the after-party. Use !party in chat to join the club and enter the arena. These football players are having a party in the playing hall. So, yeah, just join us.
Beautiful facilities over there, Maryland, as well. If you're a football player watching this recruit, thinking about maybe going to play for the Terps, I mean, look at this views of the stadium. We showed you the video earlier all around. Look at the reactions from the players too, dude. Bro, there is nothing, because there's no excuse. Like we talked about earlier, there's no luck. When you beat your opponent, when you beat your boy, you earn that. And he can't say anything to you. You earn, look at it. There he is, Dio, celebrating.
Yeah, the vibes are immaculate. The vibes are immaculate. This event so far has just been awesome. A lot of twists and turns. We're going to have the championship rounds after the break. So come back and join us. We're going to have some good matchups at the end. And we're actually going to have a Maryland quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, will join us afterward. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
Hell yeah. That was fun.
Do you wish playing a chess game with a friend was as easy as sending them a text? Well, good news. Now it is. With Chess.com's new iMessage app, you can start and play a game directly in iMessage. Your friend doesn't even need a Chess.com account. It's just tap and play. Head over to go.chess.com/iMessage or use the command iMessage in chat to learn more.
I'm here with Magnus Carlsen, world #1, and to many, greatest chess player of all time. We're gonna ask him a few questions. I'm gonna name a sport. You have to tell me the greatest of all time. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Basketball.
LeBron James.
Soccer.
Messi.
I agree with both. Baseball.
Barry Bonds.
What did he say? Okay. Football, like American football.
Tom Brady, I guess.
Okay, yeah, good one. Tennis.
Djokovic.
Golf.
Tiger.
Fair. Poker.
Doug Brunson.
That's a unique one. Chess.
Garry Kasparov.
Are you allowed to say yourself?
I don't know if I'm allowed, but I think Gary is the best of all time still.
Chess boxing.
Amon Hamilton.
I agree. We're gonna play this or that. Would you rather go on a cruise or a road trip?
Road trip.
Comedy or thriller?
Comedy.
Coffee or tea?
Tea, but only slightly. Preferably neither.
How do you get energized?
The sun.
Cats or dogs?
Cats. But I like dogs too.
It's like this or that is a little bit tough with you. You like everything. Shower or bath?
Oh, shower for sure.
Okay.
I don't have the patience to take baths.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Night owl for sure.
Would you rather get on a phone call or text message?
Text, probably.
I feel like the answer for you is neither. I feel like it's just...
Usually, yes.
just go. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
How many beers would it take for you to drink for me to beat you in a classical chess game?
That's a very difficult question, because I'd probably sober up during the game, so I'd probably have to keep drinking. Probably start with 20 and take it from there.
20, okay. What's the size of the cup?
Pints.
Wow, okay, 20. Name your price if you have to chess box.
$10 million.
Do you prefer to play chess on a computer, over the board, or on your phone?
I rarely play on my phone. I would say I prefer to play on the computer.
In your entire career, have you ever had a day where you went, I think this guy might be as good as me in chess?
No. Well, I mean, not you know, since, not the last 10 years for sure.
Okay, has it ever been, this guy might be kind of close to me if I have a bad day?
Yeah, I would say Fabio at his best was very close in classical for sure.
My other question was going to be, who do you think is the second best chess player in the world? So, I suppose.
Yeah, I think Fabiano Caruana is the second best player. Yeah.
Thank you, Magnus, for sitting down with us and doing these rapid fire questions. Now get out of here.
BlitzChamps, Maryland. We are here with the football team just duking out on the gridiron, but this time they're playing over the chessboard. Just incredible. We've already had a huge bit of competitive rivalries. We've had them get back into it all over the place. We've had people really animated, and we're also actually are about to have a really special guest, Tua Tagovailoa, Maryland quarterback from 2020 to 2023, most passing yards in Big Ten conference history, most completions in school history, second team all Big Ten, 2021 Pinstripe Bowl MVP. I'm just reading a lot of accomplishments. That's
bro.
What
He's got.
Right, I
mean, he's got a million records. He's got a million.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. And without further ado, we actually get to have this man in the house. So, Talia, I'm welcoming you, giving you the warm Chess.com BlitzChamps welcome. Talia, welcome to the show. We are so glad that you're with us. How you doing?
Doing good. Appreciate y'all for having me. Happy to be on this show.
Man, it's really a pleasure because we know a lot about your football game and your accolades. We heard your chess game is also fire. We heard the fam has been mixing it up, and T-Bob and I, we have a lot to ask. So I'm gonna throw it to T-Bob and go for it.
So what I like about Talia too, Talia's highest blitz rating here is 1100, right? So we can actually get into the games here as well. But before we do that, I want to ask you a football question, Talia. I'm an LSU guy, so I was very happy to see you leave Alabama. But when Coach Locksley convinced you to go to Maryland, did you ever think that would end with you as the Big Ten's all-time leading passer?
I mean, when I was in the portal, I knew I was coming to Maryland, with Coach Locks, and the biggest thing was just going over there trying to win football games, but I think the culture that Coach Locks built over there and just the people I was hanging around, pushing me and working hard. The next thing you know, you wake up and you got the most passing yards or all these accolades and stuff like that. So it's a blessing, but all those accolades is team accolades. None of that would be possible if the O-line don't block, receivers don't catch, stuff like that. So
well said. Sure. Classic good quarterback leadership answer there, boys. Give love to the big men and the homies up front. You keep the fat boys happy as a quarterback. It's like a happy wife, happy life rule. It's going to make your life easier.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Talia, what about this? When you look at when you went to Maryland versus when you left, a lot of people like to say, I always want to leave a place better than I found it. And I think when you first got there, I don't think Maryland had a winning season like 2014. Now it's 3 winning seasons in a row. It's 3 bowl wins in a row. You started your first answer talking about just trying to win games. How much validation and pride do you take in kind of getting Maryland football back to the winning side of the equation in an incredibly tough conference like the Big Ten?
Yes, sir. That was the biggest thing. That was Coach Locke's vision, when he was recruiting me to come to Maryland, and I was all in with that. And coming here, seeing where the program was before and where it's at now, it's a blessing that I get to be a part of it. I get to be a part of that cause, and just seeing the next class coming in, and the younger guys that I played with too, like the freshmen and stuff like that. They're all bought into the same thing, and of course, it's a blessing, and I do take pride in me and the guys in my class. We take pride in what we've built, as well as Coach Locks and everyone in that building. So it's a blessing for sure, and I know they're only going up from here for sure.
Talia, who should be the favorite in here? I mean, these guys. Who should be the favorite?
I wanted my boy Billy to take over, man.
But no, Billy. I don't want to talk. Billy played like garbage. Billy played insane. He played insane chess, Talia. Absolutely. It was Coach Locksley was very disappointed. It was it's not what you want to see out of your quarterback. Just chaotic chess.
And Talia, the games are underway. We actually starting with the consolation final first before the winners bracket final. So you're gonna have a chance right now to comment on some of your boys here. So we got Daniel Owens against Caleb Wheatland here in the consolation final. You mind chopping it up with us a little bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So all right. So we're gonna get out of this bird's eye view here on that folks are seeing on screen and focus on this game between Daniel and Caleb. So we're gonna get that scene in a moment. What are you seeing thus far, just from that game? If you could see that in the there we go, right there. What are you seeing right now?
From the openings, I mean, I've been watching this whole time. You know, I don't think anyone really knows like openings. You know, like structured openings type.
It does seem like to me, it's like I don't know like a ton of like named openings and the variations or whatnot, but it's like I'm with you, Talia. They're not really abiding by a lot of the core principles, and the ones who have are the ones who you've seen made the final, like Harley and Trader.
Right, like football terms, it's like y'all say the pawns is the O line and the people who don't. It's like these like Owens, Do and Caleb, they're like their own OCs, right? So they gotta put the O line. They gotta put the O line in order. You know, the O line can't play receiver or running back.
Right.
So it's like these guys, like it's all over the place a little bit. But
Yeah, what
once
I'm
they get
seeing
into the game, like once the smoke clears, like the pieces get lost, I think they get better because it clears up. You know.
It's fair, and it's what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing Caleb right now has more of his pieces out and more of the O-line kind of chilling at home, right? So because a lot of times I was saying to T-Bob earlier, there are a lot of games you see where it almost reminds me of illegal off like a lineman downfield on a screen before the pass has been thrown, and that's a penalty, right? And so it's the same type of thing. You got to get your pieces out before you fling all the pawns, and we see Caleb doing a good job of that so far.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
Caleb
why would
just
he give up? Why would he give up his rook like that though?
See, Caleb's just taking what do we say, Talia? Sometimes I know quarterbacks always want to make the big play, but sometimes you got to take what the defense is giving you. And right now, Do is giving Caleb.
Oh my, you see what I'm saying?
Spoke too soon.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh no.
Now we also have our finals that just got underway. So we're gonna shift there as we lament the loss of the queen here. And we're gonna shift over to Chantz and Dante. This is our finals, first and 2.5. And this is game one. A little bit more under control. Both sides have castled. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Who's up right now? We're looking at white up. I mean, how would you defend against that queen A2 move there, Casa?
I would play king b1, slide the king over, defend all your pawns. A lot of times when you castle queen side, like what's happening right now, you actually want to just slide your king over so all the pawns
just
are covered.
Immediately go queen b1 if you can, if you're not under any specific duress or anything.
Yeah, king b1, king b8, just get out of there. Right now, that was a huge opportunity to take the a2 pawn. That's why it's giving double question marks. A little harsh. These computers are crazy harsh sometimes, Talia. So you got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Well, and that's another situation where if you're Trader, again, us low-level players, you see queen under attack and you get defensive. You don't think about acting offensively.
Exactly.
You think about just getting your queen out of harm's way there.
Yeah.
So Talia, what's your approach on the field when, like, let's say you're playing with the lead, but you also want to keep pushing the ball down the field and so on? Like, do you have a type of approach like to kind of manage the game, but also like you want to manage the game and get more, but not mess it up? Like, how do you approach those situations?
Yeah, I think for me that was a big, learning thing for me early in my career. Always trying to make the big play, and like I'm a shooter, so I'm gonna always try to get points every time and stuff like that. So Coach Locks really helped me learning how to take what the defense gives you, and I really went through it on my own lesson, throwing 5 picks in a game, or turning the ball over a certain amount of times, and things like that you go through, you learn from. And but
so
yeah,
that's a good
like
question that I had as well. It's like, okay, in chess, when you blunder, right? A lot of times you just feel like, well, I might as well just resign now. You just want to give up. How do you handle throwing a pick? Right? Because short-term memory is one of the greatest traits that a quarterback can have.
Yep. Throwing a pick, it does feel like a blunder. It's like, man, I wish we could just restart a whole nother game and cancel off everything.
Facts.
Like, but I mean, it's the same thing. You know, there's still there's still a opportunity to win. I mean, I could go back to like Russell Wilson when he was in a playoff game against the Packers, I think, and he threw like 4 picks,
Yep.
and they went to the end of the game, and he threw a walk off post for a touchdown, you know, to win the game. So.
That was that NFC championship, that insane NFC championship where the Seahawks were losing big and they ran the ball to come back. I'll never forget that. I've never seen a team do that. They ran their way back double digits with beast mode, down double digits.
That wasn't the onside kick game, right?
I think it was. Yes, I believe that. I believe it was that same game. If you overcome 4 picks in the playoffs, you got to have something like that go down for sure.
Mr. Bostic, you know, Brandon. I think that was Brandon Bostic. That was crazy. They keep changing the onside kick rules. By the way, I mean, what's the deal with this? It's hard enough. Well, they keep changing it.
Yeah. Like, you would love to be some way to get the math a little more interesting on him, where you could pull him off a little more. What are we seeing here, Casa? Out of why did that bar just go so crazy?
The bar just went crazy because the bishop was hanging. Admittedly, it wasn't
checkmate.
It wasn't easy though. So the thing is Queen D7 is not quite mate because you can't actually set up a back rank because there are 2 defenders there.
Yeah.
So you can't actually sack your queen for the mate. Although now if Queen D7, Queen D8 is a checkmate idea or taking the rook, so Black's got to be super careful right now. And I don't know, Dante's got to be clutch right now to see that.
Who's white?
Oh no! Oh
Chantz
no!
White. Oh no! And there it goes. That's an instant mate.
Oh
yeah. Dante moved into it. There you go. Harley, the favorite with the early dub. That was his first win, right? We just changed it to 1-0. Okay.
And we'll shift over to the consolation because that's still going on.
Queen boys, I don't know about you. Queenside castling just always feels a bit. I don't know. It just you don't play it nearly as much. I'm not used to it nearly as much. I feel like I just always get into trickier spots.
You know what's crazy too is that Chantz actually started right in the quarters. He started with 2 losses in a row, right? T-Bob, and I don't think he's lost a game since.
No, he has come roaring back, and even in that game 3, I'm pretty sure he had a couple moments where he was about to be eliminated entirely, and all of it, like Yoda or like Obi-Wan in the trench run and New Hope. His mentor popped into his head and told him to tighten up, and our boy's done it.
All right, so Talia, what would you do? How would you handle this position with white here? You're up 2 pieces, essentially. You have an extra knight, an extra bishop, an extra pawn. Are you trying to go for checkmate, or are you trying to trade pieces? How do you approach this?
Yeah, if I'm up pieces, what is he up? A bishop?
The bishop and an extra knight.
Oh, yeah, I'm trading.
You're trading. Okay, so you're a trading dude. Yeah, no, that's that. I tend to be the same, but I feel like it's always I got something I gotta ask because it depends on your style. Some people just want to keep going crazy, right?
I feel like that's kind of a function of playing blitz only, right? Like I like to go with decisions.
White has a fork.
Where at? Oh yeah, there it is.
D7.
The knight's covering. But there's a way you could trade right now. If you're white, how do you you could trade right now?
You could put the other knight on, what is that?
On D5?
He could put on D5. And then
you put the knight on D5 and trade the knight. You do have to be a little careful because the rook was looking at the bishop. So you would have actually lost a piece there just because the rook was looking at the bishop. So Caleb very smartly defending this bishop, maybe looking at your knight D5 idea next. I'll just say you could trade the queens with queen B3 check, sneakily get the queens off the board and say, you know what? I just want to vacuum the board. I do not need any more stuff. I have enough. So
I like attacking this knight, though, if you see the fork. I mean, he could get the triple fork if you get this knight out of there.
Yeah. Now, the queen is hanging, so you could trade queens now and then snap off the knight if you feel like it. You got all type of ways to roam here.
What
you seeing?
What's he gonna choose to do?
No.
Oh, he left the queen. He left the queen hanging. Is he gonna see it though? He saw it. There we go. Do taking advantage. Caleb would have seconds on him.
And we should say this: the consolation bracket is actually just the first to 1.5. So if Daniel wins this game, he wins the consolation. Right? He gets third place here if he wins this game. Just FYI.
Wait, so
oh my God, there's a lot of times you could have taken this rook with check and then taken the other rook as well.
Yeah.
Black is still in the driver's seat. There's a threat on F2 that's got to be defended. You got to cover with rook F1 and hope for the best.
You think he's going to see rook F1, dude? Nah, I didn't think. Nah, there ain't a chance.
This one now is under fire. Maybe Daniel will go for queen takes F2. Will you put your money on it or no?
He's going to push his pawn.
Oh, he took it.
Oh, look at that. Okay, dude. Now, were you supposed to take? Were you supposed to, take with the rook, or were you supposed to take with the queen or the rook there?
Either was fine. Now there's a checkmate in 2. The rook could capture, the king would have to move, and then the queen could enter the fray. We'll see.
Dio.
If Daniel sees this, he wins the match. That's step 1. Step 2.
It's got to be it. He knows. He knows, dude. He knows. He's got to know.
Let's go, Dio.
Hey, Dio seems like a character, Talia. Is that the case? Is he a funny dude?
He got it. Golf clap. We got to give him a golf clap. Golf clap.
Let's go.
He got 2-0. He 2-0'd Caleb. He is our third place victor here. He's looking very thrilled on screen, standing up, flexing a little bit. He's wearing his pads. He's wearing his pads, Talia. These guys, right. Someone had his helmet. Another guy had his pads. BlitzChamps Maryland has been different. It's been different.
Hey, man, I miss the boys, man. I miss them.
Yeah, it's the best part.
So we're shifted back. We're now in our finals. Chantz did win the first game. Again, it's first to 2.5, so he's got to get a 1.5 more. And right now, he's getting boat raced. This king is exposed. There's an extra knight on the board. It's not easy right now.
What would we do here? Just rook D6 check. Does that do anything?
Uh-oh.
It's a hanging knight. Will he see it? No, he was too focused on the king.
The other thing I always say, and we were talking about it earlier, Talia, is giving your king an escape square. Uh-oh, I'm like prophetic right now.
Bro, back rank looking sketchy as hell.
Clutch. He defended it. You don't get to the finals before you get to the finals for a reason. So you defended that back rank. All right, because I'm always getting heart attacks with that, man. I can't keep seeing.
I'm with you, Casa. It gives me the heebie-jeebies to see 3. Wait, where at?
You're 100%. Knight D6 was missed.
D6.
Knight D6 would have been a fork to clutch up the rook there. It's still in the offing.
Okay, he's got another chance at it.
Nope, not yet. I don't know if it's a 3 move because it opens up the king a little bit more in a way where maybe the rooks can bear down eventually, but we'll see.
Bro, look at him. They're just having the line do battle. Some fighting going down in the trenches right now.
Yeah. This pawn can be very dangerous. Rook coming down with check, maybe coming down to G2. It's starting to get not clear. Uh-oh. Rook takes pawn. Maybe again, I'm assuming that Dante isn't going to see knight D6 because he hasn't so far.
No, he's in pure tunnel vision mode and trying to deal with this invasion.
There are some ladder mate vibes as well with these rooks and the knight. Like if you bring this rook down, might have something.
See it now. Would he see it now with the king kind of drawing his attention to the knight? Nope. I think he's content to just let that knight sit there protected by the pawn. Little outpost.
Understandable. If this rook now gets an opportunity to get 2 moves, you're going to have a ladder mate.
Oh,
wow. Take that. Black could. Oh, no, never mind.
What are you thinking, Talia?
No, I was thinking Black could start taking the pawns with the rook.
Correct. You could take this pawn.
And then checkmate him.
There's another ladder mate here, though, and I think Dante is going to find it.
He's going to see it. Yeah, he's got it. He's definitely got it. Hey, does he realize? There he goes. Okay. I think
okay, China.
Dante got to be more sweat. Okay.
The only thing I was concerned about there was whether or not he was recognizing. No, he knew. He knew that the knight on B4 or B5 was protecting the rook at C7 because he had just checked right there.
And this is the first time. This is the first time, Talia, the glasses have come off. Dante's been wearing the glasses all day. So, I
don't know
those
one C glasses?
You gotta see, yeah, exactly, dude. You gotta love the
glasses?
those are the 1C glasses. You gotta also love too in the championship, both teams winning with white. You know,
Yeah,
showing a little taking the initiative here. See who can sneak in a black game, potentially break the opponent.
And we are speaking of, we're back now. Game 3 is tied 1-1. I'm gonna ask you another football question. I feel like I'm asking a quarterback here, so I probably I probably know my answer. But would you rather start with the ball or get it after the half?
Start with it.
Yeah, you like to start with it, really. See, I think that's it. I mean, I know trying to kind of want to get the butterflies out early, but I feel like strategy, the score before half, get the ball to open up second half is just so desirable, dude.
Yeah, right. Like that's very team beneficial.
Yes.
But like me personally, like I'd rather just start. Like I'd rather just get the ball first and we start the game with a tempo or start the tempo of the game, fill them out early. Because usually that's when nakeds can work or if you got a good play, for your openers, a good opener.
That's true.
You know what I'm
I always
saying?
forget about the value of, just how nice it is having those opening plays scripted out with what you feel like you can be most successful on.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like chess, if I was to play, I'd rather be white.
I love this. I love this development out of both these guys now.
It's looking actually really good. Like both sides are getting their king save. I think we might have Castle from Dante soon as well.
Castles, do it.
This is the most professional game.
Connect the rooks. If he connects him next turn, what did Dante go hand to the head there? What did he see that he feels like he missed? I don't know.
He's doing all right. The eval bar is giving white an advantage just because of the two bishops. We had this knight bishop discussion earlier. Oh, that's a fork.
That's a fork, boys. Protected by the knight on C6 right there, huh?
I was gonna say white was getting the advantage there, just even though the materials because the
our pawn forks one of the best feelings in the game. It just feels incredible, and it's so annoying when it happens to you, and this measly little things about the takedown one of your minor pieces, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's absolutely devastating.
Yeah,
you feel like a GM, and you.
It's like
a pawn fork.
It's a nasty block there. Just nothing you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a great pancake block by the alignment, taking someone out.
Yeah. Now, another football question. So you talked about starting with the balls is nice and so on, and I assume you talked about openings earlier, and you feel like a lot of these guys aren't necessarily with their openings, but it sounded like you have a little bit of an opening strategy. What is it? How do you like to tend to play the game from the opening?
I don't really know the name of it. But I usually put if I'm white, I'd put the knight on the right.
Oh, the knight on the right. Yeah. The knight to F3.
Yeah. You open with knight F3, not E4 or D4
no,
or anything?
No. I open with pawn, with the pawn.
Okay.
On
E4.
front of the queen.
Oh, in front of the queen with D4.
I mean, in front of the king. I'm tripping.
E4. E4. Okay, so you open with E4.
I put that up too. And then depending on what he does, if he puts the pawn right next to it, for his queen, then I'll take it. Then if he takes with his queen, I'll put that knight up to threaten it.
Yeah. So I'm going to show these folks this just because we'll get back to the game. But you're saying E4. If they go D5, you'll take it and then bring the knight out. And that's a good opening for white. So
I like that. I like the one with the knight on the right and the bishop, like
the Spanish.
I'm not too sure what it's called.
Bishop here.
Yep, bishop right there.
The Italian.
And then they bring their knight out. They bring the other knight out.
Yeah.
Then I'll put my other knight. I'll push my knight. You know what I'm saying? You're right there.
Fried liver.
They usually they usually put that pawn up to block the bishop. Right there.
So our man knows some theory. This is theoretical and respect.
And then he takes with the knight.
And then
sacrifice my knight.
Oh yeah.
Bring my
yeah.
queen out. Yeah, he'll bring my queen out. Check. If the queen moves there, then I'll bring my knight out because his knight is pinned.
Yeah, knight's pin. Oh, look at that.
We're gonna get back to the game, but it is very clear that Talia knows his openings. Like very clear. So shout out to Talia for knowing exactly what he's doing. What about these guys? So we got a situation where white is technically down a pawn because black has a double pawns, extra pawn there. Oh, and that's a family fork. That is that you can't have. That is crazy.
That's
The
why I
whole
mean,
family.
look, that's the
Take what? Wait,
the whole
right there.
family.
Would
I've
y'all
never
take
heard
with
that.
the knight?
I would have
y'all take
taken with the
knight?
rook and tried to trade, but hey, I
Right.
mean the whole family, women and children, everything was there. That was crazy. That was crazy. Like,
That's
the whole
that's
family, man. That was
Women and
wild.
children.
Oh,
that's
goodness.
the running back busting through their hole right there, dude. Nice
Oh,
little streak
no.
pass all the way down to the red zone.
Oh no,
That's
you got
crazy.
Yeah, it's like Charles Barkley said. When there's a fire, you got to get the kids out. You got to get the women and kids. Charles Barkley. So you got to get them out. So
Okay,
Dante's
I don't hate
doing
that,
great.
right? Just vacuum him up, get him up. You know,
Resign.
let's just
Resign.
make it easier.
Just resign.
Now, honestly, Dante's already up 2-0. If Dante wins this game, it's a wrap, and he is checkmate in 1. Oh, he missed checkmate in 1. I gotta go back.
Wait,
I gotta
what would it have been? Rook.
Oh wait, I'm mistaken. No, I'm tripping. I thought there was a checkmate in 1. The king always had the e4 square. Dante knew exactly what he was doing, and the commentator was tripping. The commentator. All right, moving on.
Okay, I like that pawn move.
That's a nice pawn.
Dante's got Chance has got to hope for a stalemate. If that's the only thing,
wow.
that's the only thing, the only type of salvation here.
So, like right here, then, if you're like, okay, I gotta just hope for a stalemate. Do you move that pawn on a4 and just try to get it like out of legal moves?
Exactly. And you know what's crazy?
No, traitor.
Yeah, if the king was stuck there, it could have been a stalemate because the pawn was protecting and the rook was controlling the file. But we're a ways away from things are happening, and it's still winning for Dante, but it's getting a little messy.
King's gonna be able to block that.
This king's got to get involved.
Needs to move.
The
Yeah.
king it needs to be a active participant in the end game. If it's
can
not,
still
it's
make
gonna be interesting.
Bro, take it. If he goes for these
What are you
pawns
doing?
on the F file, Dante needs to send his king over there and take care of that. No way. Ooh.
Oh,
now white is gonna queen.
No, dude. Oh no, Dante. The end game. The end game is so sketchy. It always is, dude. The most
my God.
innocent moves can make all the difference in the world. Oh wow.
You know what's crazy? Actually, Dante didn't even need to win this game because he had 2 points. Draw would have clinched it. So if he just went over to the B, got rid of white's last pawn, that would have been a wrap anyway.
It's a classic example of not, you got to, it's easy to forget. It's easy to forget your king as a piece or as an offensive piece. Right?
Now
We spend so much time thinking of it in defensive terms.
We haven't had this yet. You know, the fastest way to checkmate with queen and king, or the easiest way, not necessarily the fastest way, is to keep the king a knight's distance away from the queen until it gets to one of the 4 corners. It's super nice to do.
But Casa, to me, sometimes I panic at the 4 corners because there's always the danger of doing one queen move too many. No, there it is. See, one king move too many, dude. One king move too many. It's when it happens. So if he had gone,
it's over. It's over. That clinches the match.
Wait, is it not 1-5-1-5?
Oh no, I'm mistaken. Okay, I thought. Okay. I got ahead of myself. I thought Dante was up 2.
Damn, mate, bro. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness, it's not quite over.
Okay, so I'm trying to think here. To the knight move strategy there. Yeah, he should
Somebody
not
go get them some water and some fruit. Come on. they gotta lock in.
Is that the key? Is that what's your mid game? Do y'all have like mid game snacks at Maryland? I mean, in Little League, it was always like orange slices. I know a lot of people like some cold Uncrustables in the middle of a game. Always go a long way.
Yeah, that's Billy Edwards. Billy likes the Uncrustables.
He likes Uncrustables. There you go.
I'm more of like gummies. Like Lauren, the nutritionist over there, she would I always like gummies. Like they'll have like these gummy bear things, like
Oh,
good
hell
sugar
yeah,
and stuff.
dude.
But
Hell
sometimes
yeah.
I'd cramp up, so I guess they had like good salts and whatever in there to help. So
Casa, right there, when black goes G4 with that bishop and then
Right.
white blocked with F3, is it
Right.
better to just block knight F3 there?
Knight F3
Or is it just
was
a matter of preference?
definitely more savvy and safer because you get the king closer to castling. So yeah,
Yeah.
block with the knight would have been better. Pushing the pawns in front of your king, it makes it harder to castle, right? So like now, you get the position here. This king is naked and afraid.
That O-line's doing a lot of moving right now, to your point from earlier. They're a little ahead of the screen here, Casa.
Yeah. Now again, there's going to be more twists and turns. So I don't think that's going to be the decider, but right now, wow, it's a mess. So this knight is hanging, but technically it isn't because there's a pin here. So that was fine. There was a fork opportunity, but then queen takes e5 was a check. So the queen could have check.
You can tell too that Talia does a lot of puzzles because he's constantly spotting these tactics all over the board. I need to get back in the puzzle lab.
Yeah, it's
bro, I do it every morning, bro.
Every morning.
Hell yeah, dude.
Respect.
Yeah, I mean, just queen. Is there anything wrong with queen e5 check?
It's great. It hits the bishop and it gets the king exposed. That's a fork, so that works.
I mean, I would just. Oh wow, there's. Yeah,
and we got another exclam. We got another exclam. We've gotten a few exclams in this event, which is pretty.
Will
cool.
he trade queens or does he see the bishop? I'm not convinced that Harley sees the bishop. Oh, he did. Never mind. There we go, dude. There we go, dude. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go, Chance. Let's go, Chance.
So whoever wins this game will win the match. I know I misspoke earlier, but at 2.5 would clutch it. So, yeah, Talia, who are you rooting for?
Is this for the winner for everything?
This is
Yes.
the winner.
Yes.
Playoff.
No. This is the champion. The Maryland BlitzChamps champion will be the winner of this game.
Wait, so who did Chance beat to get in?
Oh, Chance's journey was it was different. So I remember he beat.
I think he was losing to Fontus, right? Because Fontus had the helmet on.
Yeah, and then
he was losing. And he came back and beat him.
And he beat Caleb Wheatland.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
So, oh no, sorry, he was losing to Tayvon Nelson, the New York.
Oh yeah, Nelly. Yeah.
Yeah. So he beat Nelly and then swept Caleb, and now he's here.
Okay,
I gotta go for Chance. He's the underdog. Chance is the underdog.
Okay.
Bro, he's been again. He's been working with a chess tutor. He's quiet, unassuming, and he's just came to work today. And he overcame one snap and clear. He threw a couple picks early on, and he's managed to overcome it here.
I'm getting some information from our producer here that Chance just said. I'm not going to shout as coach, but me and my coach just went over that in my tutor session last night. I'm supposed to get that W.
Wow. See, there you go. I told you, Obi. It's like Luke in the trench run. Obi-Wan, use the Force, Chance. He's telling him. He's applying the lessons.
That was a great impression, by the way. Like that was a fire impression. All right, so Dante is shoving the pawns. It kind of makes sense. This king needs to feel a little bit uncomfortable because black is up an actual piece right now. He's got 3 minor pieces to 2. The problem is this king is kind of exposed and the rooks aren't connected. So it's actually kind of anyone's game right now.
I mean, could you go, if you're white here, could you go like queen G2 and... Oh, wait,
Wait, what are you saying? What you saying?
You could... Oh, no, I'm tripping.
I was thinking queen G2 and set up to go to G7, that pawn check, and then you could take the rook, and then you could take the other rook and clean it up.
I'm very concerned about queen G2. The other thing is this queen very sneakily looks at the rook in the corner. Although B3, it allows a checkmate in 2. It allows a checkmate in 2. This knight covers the squares.
Chance.
Clutch it up right now with
Chance, turn off your targeting computer, Chance. Turn it off. Oh, no.
Oh, he doesn't see it.
Wrong.
He's trying to take the knight.
Yeah, and that also would be good. So not the best move, but still a good move.
I mean, if you...
He could move his knight.
Ooh, moving the king to the center, defend that knight. That is bold, bold. Okay, e4 being a nice move, attacking the knight. Taking this pawn makes some sense as well. I have no idea where this is going to go. Black is definitely winning, but it's going to have to show several more good moves to bring it home.
I see at this point in my games is when I feel like you got to kind of go for broke, and when I would just start to try some of that. Try to get the initiative, even if it means playing a little unsound with like a.
Oh my God, this king! Where's this king going? Where's this king going?
Okay, so if black. Okay,
take his queen.
Is that?
It's check.
Oh,
it's check.
Is that mate?
Is that mate?
You have to take the bishop. You have to take it, or you can block, which also is not going to be pretty. Either way, bishop c5 was one of the best moves in the position, if not the best. And this was a very impressive find from Chantz. If you take this, more pieces are coming off the board. The only thing I would say right now is Chantz, just get some more pieces off the board. You don't need to checkmate. You have way too much stuff right now. You have a 4-touchdown lead. Just get pieces off the board. Run out the clock.
You've done all the hard work. Yeah, don't pull a Mario Cristobal.
Oh my goodness.
And try to run the ball instead of kneeling it.
Trade.
Oh, no.
Trade. Yeah.
I felt like, oh my God, that's a fork.
Oh, I didn't even
Talia
see.
saw it immediately.
I got it. That's what I'm saying. He really does do puzzle evermore. I got to get the tactics up. Will you see?
Oh,
Dante?
he misses it. That would have switched it up. That would have made the game totally different. White would have been winning after that knight of 6-4. Now, the king has to go this way. If the king goes into the corner, queen g7 is checkmate. So Chantz is faced with the only move here. And he finds it.
And then, okay, so do you think he'll deliver another check on G7?
You can still check him, then he'll move, and then you still got the fork.
Yeah, no, if the king moved that way, then that's right. You still have the fork with knight f6. That is right. So, Talia's working on his Talia's clutching.
I know, bro. Talia, you've inspired me. I'm going home and I'm just doing puzzles every day now. I'm getting back on it.
Bishop takes e4 would have won the queen. Yo, these guys are basically under a minute. It's about to get real weird.
Will he take this rook? Not say okay.
That must have been a mouse slip. Right? It had to be a mouse slip.
I don't know. I can't imagine. I don't know. I don't know what the idea was there.
All right, Chantz is about to get a second queen, and White. Dante has no pieces.
And
I think Chantz is taking it home. Going to be your Maryland BlitzChamps champion, barring something absolutely insane. I do like Dante making it frisky at the end there, though.
Yeah, I don't see any stalemating ideas. There's a pawn here. As long as this queen comes in and delivers a few checks, it's a wrap.
That's so funny how they're sitting like head to head.
Yeah, right next to each other. Yeah, it's nice. It's like they're playing over the table. A little bit. I
they got the drink. It's almost like a dinner date a little bit.
Bro, I gotta say though, I hate playing on a touchpad. Give me a mouse or a phone all day, dude. I do not like playing on the touchpad on the laptop.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like a high pressure. Too. Yeah, iPad's great. iPad's awesome. iPad's actually probably.
But it's a little like no homo is too big. Like the phone is better. Like,
wait, so I'm a 9-inch king with my hand, Talia. Where'd we measure? Have we measured for Pro Day yet? What are we looking at?
Dude, Dante's down to his last few seconds, and I think he just got up. Chantz got it.
There it is. There it is. Chantz Harley. Your BlitzChamps. Maryland 2024 champion. There we go, dude.
And he actually resigned by shaking hands before resigning. Respect. He offered his hand. And that's our BlitzChamps champion.
Hey, Kelsey, I tried to tell you, bro. I tried to tell you coming into the tournament, Chantz Harley was the favorite. The streets were talking. That was all the smoke out there, and Chantz finds a way to get it done in the end.
Yeah, so we have our winner here, Chantz in the final, clutched it up against Dante in a hard-stopping match. And then our consolation bracket, we had Daniel beat Caleb in to take third place. So incredible games, incredible action, and Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Not that it ended up being the difference, but we do have a confirmed mouse slip according to our on-site production team as well, Casa. So a good call there.
Confirmed mouse slip. It just felt that way. You moved the queen one square instead of like going all the way. It's just like what happened there? What happened there?
Telling you, I think he was going to take that rook, and I don't know if he saw the queen. I don't know if he saw was Dante. I don't know if he saw the queen defending that rook in the corner. Maybe so though.
I think we're probably gonna get our winners on momentarily. But so while we're figuring that out, Talia, what do you think there? What did you see? What were your takeaways from what we just saw?
Putting that into like football terms, you know, it was a good game, man. It was a great game, but you know, they just ran away with it at the end. You know, it's like a defense, you know, 4-minute drill. We need the ball back and jump off sides, you know, or like a offense, you know, we need a first down and you know what I mean, interception, or we get a penalty or something, puts us back. So, you know, it's but Chance capitalized on it, you know.
Yeah, nobody ever wants to talk about the 4-minute offense either. It's the sexiest part of football when you got to run out the clock and you just lean on him. And it's not unlike Casa. It's not unlike vacuum him up the pieces, right? You're just going out there and you're just leaning on him. You get first downs, you run out the clock, establish dominance. Yeah, it feels so good.
Yeah. Well, Talia, this has been such a pleasure. Thanks for coming on. I feel like it's been such a treat. We had you on. We had your coach Loxley on. We had Spencer Anderson on. You guys all just gave us a little bit of gave us great commentary, great enthusiasm for the game, and wishing you the best of luck at the next level, man. Because you really got it. So appreciate
thank you, bro. I appreciate y'all. We should do this again sometime.
Hell yeah,
we definitely will. We will connect. We will connect for sure.
For sure. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Now we're going to actually get now to our best around reactions because there was a lot going on there. So check this out, T-Bob.
Look at Dio, dude. I love Dio's energy. Third place finisher. The young cat has a lot of potential. There's our eventual champion realizing he'd screwed up. Oh no.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us, man.
Look at that view too. Again, recruits. You want to go play at Maryland? Look at that. Overlooking the practice field. And there it is, the walkaway. I just realized he had the Kobe jersey on the entire time, but in the end, the Mamba mentality just not enough to get across the finish line.
I couldn't have said it better. And you know, the stoicism there at the end there from Chantz and the victory. He's like, okay. I got it.
So how about this? Let's revisit what Chantz had to say to the local paper. I'm not playing them again until something worth my time comes. When I win this, I'm going to talk that talk for sure. This man called his shot pre-tournament. Remember his walk-up song? Requiem in D minor by Mozart. Big brain moves all day long from our guy Chantz.
I forgot about that. We're going to have to ask him about that in a moment. You see on screen here, you have our championship bracket. Again, Chantz was very close to losing in the first round against Tayvon. He wound up clutching it up and winning 3 in a row. Then he went on to beat Caleb Wheatland. And then, of course, he beat Dante, who had a really good run himself in the final. And then in the consolation bracket, we had our man Daniel Owens actually make it pretty far until he finally got not Daniel Owens. We had Billy actually clutch it up, but I thought I saw a different name on screen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Daniel, if I'm not mistaken. But the producers will correct me in a moment.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, I may have been a little mean considering that I play garbage chess daily. It's saying Billy played garbage chess, but he played very erratic chess. I would be surprised if Billy ended up in third place there.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah, Daniel Owens took it.
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't tripping. Yeah. I thought Daniel Owens clutched it up and got third place. Okay. So anyways, we'll be back and have Chance Harley talk to us, talk his talk about the journey to get to be BlitzChamps Maryland champion right after this break. Come right up. See you after.
Any good chess tactics book has one pattern in it that feels like it is on a completely different level than all of the other tactical patterns. Bearing the vivid and accurate moniker, the windmill, this pattern features an amazing sequence of repeated discovered checks that can be used to win a nearly unlimited amount of material. The most famous windmill is definitely the one played by Mexican prodigy Carlos Torre against former world champion Emmanuel Lasker. But Bobby Fischer's game of the century also features a windmill. Here's another one that I really like. White starts with a rook sacrifice that leads to a combination of bishop and rook checks that simply consume Black's forces. The Lafong is a dirty, dirty trick that will probably only work at bullet, but you have to pull it off at least once in your life. When you sense that your opponent is pre-moving g6 and bishop g7 to start the game, you can play d4 and bishop h6 to try to win the bishop on g7.
Thanks, guys. No one is watching. Oh, they all missed that. I see the tilt. I can feel the tilt.
It is a high risk and high reward strategy because you are hanging your own bishop if you don't catch them in a pre-move, but it is certainly hilarious when you do pull it off.
Like one of my friends, Asios, he made a bot. The report chart was partly based on hyperbullet games, so then you could see a lot of the Lafongs and Queen C2 takes H7 and so on. So.
When I say chess, what's the first word that comes to your mind?
The musical and, of course, the board game.
Fantastic. Okay, is chess a sport?
Absolutely. Very competitive, known worldwide. Battle of wits to the highest degree, I imagine.
This is the best interview I've ever given. Howdy, sir. Good, how you doing? I'm doing great. Are you an important phone call?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Hey, that's not the first time I've had people hang up for me. Thank you.
You're a good
Look at
guy.
that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are you kidding me?
Is chess a sport?
Intellectually, yes.
Okay.
Kind of like the same type of sport physically that NASCAR is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I've actually never heard that comparison as a guy who's been in chess my whole life. That's a great comparison. Hi, sir. Do you play chess?
Sorry, speak French.
Oh, speak French. Okay. En passant. Hey, that guy was walking en passant. Chess.
Chess?
Chess, like the game.
Chess? I can beat you in chess.
If you beat me, I'll give you $10.
10.
10.
If you beat me, I bet.
Okay, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna move my pawn out.
You know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's all right. It's all right. I don't know what I'm doing in life. Okay. All right, bro. That's checkmate.
Aw, fool's mate.
Fool's mate, bro.
I lost.
You
Unbelievable.
lost. You got 30 seconds for me? Quick interview? Come on, you look like a chess player. You play chess?
Don't play chess.
Okay. When I say chess, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Winning.
Of these three things, one of them is real. Chess dancing, chess climbing, chess boxing.
Chess climbing?
Chess climbing.
Chess dancing. Climbing?
Chess climbing. Chess boxing.
Chess boxing?
Chess boxing.
You nailed it. Okay.
Am I right for real?
You nailed it. Seriously, yeah. Of the two of us, one of us is a world chess boxing champion. Which one do you think it is?
Him, with him.
The guy with the camera?
Yeah.
I'd like to say you, but I'm going to go with Mr. Man over the back.
Okay. He's a
not
world.
gonna box me.
No, he's not. I mean, he does get. He tried to hit another guy earlier. So.
He looks.
Oh my God. She didn't even hesitate. From now on, will you stop making me do things in New York and Toronto where it's cold? Can we do every On the Street episode from here from now on? My Lord.
Welcome back to BlitzChamps Maryland. We have a winner, and his name is Chance Harley. He clutched it up. He had an incredible run. He was down 2-0 in the quarters. He won 3 in a row to take it. Then swept in the semis. He kind of woke up from the precipice of defeat, and then he clutched it up in the final. And we now, T-Bob, are joined by our winner of BlitzChamps Maryland, Chance Harley. Yeah, round of applause.
Let's go,
You were incredibly entertaining, and you're sitting on a throne befitting of your performance. Man, congratulations. I'm just going to toss it to T-Bob to start, but well-deserved.
Chance, I'll have you know, bruh, I had you as the favorite entering the tournament, okay? I heard you've been working with a chess tutor, and then I saw your quote in the Baltimore Sun saying, look, when I win, you said when I win, not if. When I win, I'm going to talk that talk for sure. Can you confirm that you will not be allowing any rematches until training camp?
I can confirm that, but if someone wants to put something else on the line, then maybe they can get me out of the throne and maybe I accept the challenge for sure.
So during the course of the broadcast, again, shout out to T-Bob because he gave us incredible intel on your preparation for this event. I'd gotten some word from the producer about, some of the coaching you'd gotten before today. Do you want to now shout out your coach? I was keeping it in the cut just till the end, but do you want to tell us what that process looked like?
Most definitely. Shout out Joe Lee for sure. That's my guy. Actually, it's crazy. The game I stalemated, we went over how to win the game with just the king and the queen last night. Unfortunately, I stalemated, but that's just some of the preparation y'all put me through with the openings, the middle game, the end game. Really seeing me level up as a player over the last few weeks working with Joe and my guys Reef as well, but really working with Joe Lee for sure. He got me right, and that's why I'm sitting on the throne at the moment. Most definitely.
Has chess, so you mentioned improving as a player and starting to work these in games. How long has chess been in your life, Chance? Is this, I know your dad has a board in the office there in the Maryland football offices, but is this something new or are you just taking it more seriously now?
I've really been taking it more seriously since like last summer, especially around camp time. We stay in the hotel. There's not really too much to do besides play football and play chess. So, last summer really is when I got more serious, but then I was talking to Joe last night about this actually. Since I've seen so much improvement in such a short time that I hadn't seen since I started playing about 2 years ago, then I really might have to turn it up now because it's not frustrating no more to play chess because I really be beating people now, so it's fun.
Tell us about your relationship with Dante. You met him in the final, and I know you guys have a lot of history. We were talking a little bit off camera about that. Give us a sense of what that relationship is and what it was like to play him in the final.
It's just crazy. He's my guy. We played lacrosse together back in high school, so we've known each other, way before college. And it's just fitting two guys in secondary, in the championship game. Every time we play is always good competition, so no disrespect to him or his game, but that's my guy. But, I came out victorious, so yeah.
Yeah, no disrespect to him or his game, but there can be only one winner in the end. Hey, how are we feeling about next season, bro? We were talking a little bit off air. Huge win over Auburn to close it out last year. Secondary, second in the Big Ten. Like you said, befitting the DBs end up in the final. Second in the Big Ten last year in picks as a team. How we feeling as we're, get there? Have y'all done spring ball yet? How's the process going?
Nah, we about to start spring break, but as soon as we start spring break, get back off of spring break, we start spring ball. Like 8-10 days, something like that, But yeah, we feeling good. The best is ahead for sure. So I like us, of course.
So there are a lot of athletes, a lot of entertainers, a lot of just folks out there in the ether that are starting to learn a little bit more about chess, get involved in the game. What would be your pitch to them if you're trying to tell people like, yo, this game is actually kind of fun, like it works for me? What do you like about the game, and how would you sell it to someone that's new to it?
It's a lot of different things. So for me, I was someone that was kind of more one track minded. So like I get my mind on it. Even like some of the plays I had made today, like I get my mind on checkmating somebody with one certain way, one certain move. But then you can't go about that. So like I say, it's just like life, where like you kind of got to react, but you also got to have a plan. You can't just react blindly in a way. So, and it also keeps your mind sharp. Like I can definitely see myself being a lot more quicker with some of my actions, some of my thoughts when I'm playing consistently, and even like when I start to play more often, I see certain things on the board a little bit better. So that's probably what I'd say right there. Just you can like, you keep your mind sharp, and it's just like a game of life, you know. And you're gonna have certain people around you who might be more important, but it's just certain things that like is non-negotiables. Like you don't want to give up your queen too early, or you don't want to you know what I'm saying. Like you got opening, and those kind of like your foundation. So it's just like resembles. It's just the game of life. Besides, it's just football and chess, the two games of life right there.
Damn, dude.
My man is talking. You are talking. You are talking.
That is how I view chess as well, man. And I came to a late football player as well. And it's like, it is endlessly applicable to life situations. You should check out a book, All the Right Moves, which is a guy who ran in some trouble and while in prison picked up the game. And then he wrote an entire book as well on how to, kind of how it helped him to navigate life, do the same things you're just talking about, that kind of risk reward. What am I doing? What are the non-negotiables? It can be a guiding philosophy for anything in life, including football.
Most definitely.
So we had a lot of fans actually watching, so I'm going to actually ask a question from one of those folks. This is from Burnt Tuna TV. How do you feel coming back from a completely lost endgame to completely winning, queening, and then stalemating? There was like all this, roller coaster ride, tips and twists and turns. How do you feel about that?
Man, that's life. That's all that is. You know what I'm saying? You might go down, come right back up, and then you still, the situation still don't go in your favor. It might not be a loss, but it don't go in your favor. It was a crazy, crazy turn of events right there. I thought I had the game in the bag, and then one wrong move, just moving too fast, I stalemated because I was trying to walk him down the board, essentially closing the board off with my queen and trying to capitalize on that with my king and queen. But yeah, that's just life, Still,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
That's actually one of the best parts of the Chess.com app is you can like practice all of those innings to where they just become like muscle memory. But I see you here. You got the Lid Bias jersey on. You got the shades on. You're looking cool as hell. You're sitting in the throne. You were dangerously close to being forced into that consolation bracket round one, bro. Tayvon up 2-0, a move or two away. How were we feeling at that moment? How did you manage to climb out of that and go on the run that you did?
I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous, but I mean, it ain't on me, it's in me. I'm one of them. So
bars. Oh my God.
So I knew I was gonna clutch it regardless, especially I seen he was starting to take me a little too lightly. I didn't like that. I took that personal. So yeah.
It ain't on me, it's in me. That couldn't have been said
Print
better.
the shirts.
But not yet. Now. Get on it. Someone get on it. Get on it. Chantz, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for contributing to the chess culture at Maryland. And yeah, we hope to see you back soon and defend your title.
Please come back. Please come back.
We might even have to get some other schools in the mix because there've been some other
some
rivalries.
I'm telling you, they do not want that right now today. Anybody you bring does not want that.
They do not want that smoke. So
this is just the beginning for Chantz, dude. This is not anything resembling an end. This is the first step of many.
At all. Next time y'all come back, y'all gonna see the ELO way up for sure.
Let's go. Let's go.
For sure.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you go. Peace, and good luck with the season as well.
I appreciate y'all for having me.
Congrats, man. Awesome job.
Thank you.
Wow. We're ditto. We're saying the same thing. Incredible, man. I mean, we were treated today to really great chess, really great conversation, honestly. Hearing the football talk, the life talk. Coach Kingsley was incredible. Spencer Anderson was incredible. Talia was incredible. And I'm kind of speechless. It was such a fun BlitzChamps. And I'm going to throw it to you, T-Bob, with the last word.
Yeah, no, look, it was fantastic, man. Thank you so much, Casa. for being our guiding light and expert in these matches and allow us to bounce so much stuff off of you and guiding the entire show, producing while hosting. A huge shout out to the whole Chess.com production team back home. And just a massive thank you to Chess.com for bringing me in on this. Again, I'm not exaggerating. This is like a bucket list type of moment for me. I was nervous as hell before this started, but this has been, I can't believe that we've been sitting here basically doing this for the last 4 hours because it feels like 10 minutes. I mean, it has been so much fun. It was so exciting. There were so many moments. Probably my favorite, I can't remember which game it was. It was the king going on the slaughtering rampage, gobbling up about 6 pawns, just mad dashing across the board. I mean, it was moment after moment. Shout out Maryland. I'm now a Terps fan. Locks, Spence, Talia, everyone. So a massive thank you for having me. This was super fun.
You heard it there. It was fun. It was great. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.